What's up, everybody? Y'all, I am sorry. I'm in Miami with some kids. No. Thank you all for tuning in to She Loves Thee podcast. This is the pregame show before the biggest game of college football. FAMU versus the Jackson State University Football Tigers. We are less than 24 hours from the biggest kickoff. It's wait, what happened with Southern? I thought they was losing. Let me see. Okay. Y'all, I'm sorry about being fashionably late. Go ahead and comment in the chat where you guys are tuning in from, whether you're in the SIP or if you're in Miami. Go ahead and comment in the chat. If y'all on South Beach, Fort Lauderdale, North Beach, y'all comment below in the chat. We are getting ready to take a look at Jeremy Musa versus Jason Brown, because to me it's going to be the battle of the quarterbacks in this particular game. Also, comment in the chat what other games you guys watched today. Some very interesting football was played today, and I want to know, what did you guys tune into today? They had a lot of interesting games in the MEAC. Some over there at Jackson State Northwest, our players up there. Somebody's commenting in the chat about Sutton University. So I already gave my preview about that particular game on Wednesday, and it looks like Southern lost. So that means I don't want to hear no Southern slander about Jackson State. Uh-oh. They saying Grambling looks bad. No, say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. Not the blue blood program looking bad again. Morgan State, Colorado, watched Colorado beat TCU. I think actually a lot of people watched that game. Hampton Grambling game. Hampton won. Oh, Lord. Grambling? Come on now. Valley lost. Oh, my God. Valley lost to Central State. Sheesh. It says the coalition is looking bad, very bad so far. So everybody, go ahead and put in the chat who you think will be come out of the East and come out of the West based off of Week 1 play. Who do you think is coming out of the East, and who do you think is coming out the West? I mean, a lot of those games were not necessarily indicators of how a team will play in SWAC. You had Alcorn playing Southern Miss, Alabama A&M playing Vanderbilt. If anybody knows where Coach Green is, please, here, I'm going to drop my StreamYard. You tell Coach Green to get on here right now. Mr. Nduli, we trust. I'm going to read a couple more comments before I start the show. Shador passing 510 passing yards, and they said he couldn't play in the Power 5. He set a record. Valley lost to a D2 school, and it's going to be ugly against Delta State. Oh, Lord. Mr. Carey said he can't predict a doggone thing no more. I mean, Prairie View looks decent. Alcorn looks weak. Okay, so that's against Southern Miss, though, right? Everybody plays Jackson State hard, so these games are not true indicators. So it's just been a day of football. I am excited to break down basically tonight. We're going to take a look at some of the players on each team. We're going to look at the depth chart. And then I want you guys to let me know whether or not you feel like we'll be able to win, or will FAMU be able to win? Because from what I'm understanding, FAMU's offensive scheme is going to be different this year. So we're not going to see FAMU trying to throw the ball a lot. It looks like they recruited some running backs to the table. So it might be a different matchup tomorrow. I did have the chance to put together some defensive schemes because we was doing the dog thing against South Carolina State. So I want to talk about the defense. And Doc is, let me see if he's going to come on. Doc said that he had to go to a game in Texas, so he might be on later on. But push come to shove, of course, we're going to have a show tomorrow after the game, a post-game show. So make sure you tune in to the post-game show tomorrow. After Jackson State wins, of course. Has anybody heard from J-Max? I want to hear from all of them. The coalition out here praying FAMU beat JSU tomorrow. Texas State, are they like that? Sheesh. Mind you, TJ Finley and Jason Brown went against each other. It was Auburn versus South Carolina State to go to postseason play. And guess who came up out on top? Jason Brown. So this Jason Brown, TJ Finley matchup, it's going to be different schools, but the premise is going to be the same. So Miss Owens says she believes JSU, FAMU, and Southern are my top three. Miss Owens, did you watch the Southern game today? Did you watch the Southern game today? All right. Let's get down to business. I thought it was interesting that Mr. Willie Simmons that he let out the depth chart, and we're going to start looking at that. Before we get started, I do want to bring on Mr. Ford. How you doing, Mr. Ford?
All right. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Let me see. Nope.
I can hear you.
I don't hear you saying that, Mr. Ford.
Okay. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me? I'll go back out.
Let me go ahead and play a video, and then hopefully by then I'm gonna play a Jackson State video, because I'm pretty sure everybody's ready to hear the Sonic Boom of the South tomorrow versus the Marching 100. They always brag about how many folks they have at FAMU and how big the band is, but we're gonna see that matchup tomorrow as well. So I'm getting ready to play. Oh, wait, Mr. Ford coming back up.
Yeah,
hey,
can you
Mr.
hear
Ford.
me? Hey, can you hear me?
I don't know why I can't hear him.
Can
I can hear you now. I can hear you.
You can hear me? Okay, good. How you doing?
Mr. Ford?
I've been watching games all day.
All day, right?
All day. I was thinking about watching the Braves because, they got this big series with the Dodgers. I decided, nah, I'm going to let it go. I'm waiting on 3 o'clock tomorrow from Miami, Florida.
You waiting on it?
I'm waiting on it.
So before we do one of those breakdowns of Jason Brown versus Jeremy Musa, tell me a little bit about, just give me a brief overview of your analysis of today's football. Did you watch Colorado versus TCU?
You know I watched the game. Yes, I watched it.
Vegas made some money today, okay?
And Shedeur looked like a first-round draft choice.
First rounder, huh?
He looked like a first rounder, but I'm gonna tell you, I don't want people to get too happy now because Colorado ain't got no defense. I'm sorry, they ain't got no defense now. They can hit you big play because Shedeur, you know what? And I'm gonna say this. I know some people gonna get mad with me. I think Shedeur should play this year and come on out and go on in the NFL, go in the draft.
What?
Yeah, I think he should come on out. Yeah, I think he should come on. I think he should play this year and then put himself up for the draft.
I don't think so, because if you look at what teams are looking for a quarterback, if you want to get drafted high, they just took, like, how many quarterbacks they take this season in the first.
Let me tell you something. That boy can play. He listen, it's a space for him somewhere. I'm telling you, he is legit. See, what they tried to say all last year was he was at Jackson State. That's FCS. That's HBCU. He showed them today now. He legit. That kid is first round. I told him that when I first saw him in high school. But he's first round. And my thing is, I'd like for him to come on out. Get this year right here and come on out.
You want him to come, right? Okay, so here's my thing. Here's my thing. There's a couple reasons why I feel like he should possibly stay 2 years in Colorado. Number one, yes, they beat TCU, but for real, it was, like you said, it was basically a shootout. So
yeah, it was a shootout. Neither one of them got a defense.
A team that has better defense, we're looking at a different story. And a team that has a better offense, we're looking at a different story. And the thing is, Shedeur needs another year worth of recruiting for Colorado. But their O-line was good. But is their O-line good because the defense is bad? Or do they? I felt like they had a really nice O-line. It was
we're
like
gonna find out.
Listen, it was like watching Shedeur at Jackson State, because the offensive schemes that they were running were so similar to Jackson State. And what I mean by that is Shedeur backing up 10 to 15 yards, like, you know how he backs up when he's still doing that, which I would. But another thing is that, Lord, my son Braxton, please go sit down. Sorry. Another thing that I noticed is that Coach Prime made sure them Jackson State players got their limelight.
And one guy that are here in Atlanta last night. Did you see the Coleman kid at Louisville? He looked great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he looked good today. I mean, last night. They played Georgia Tech at the Georgia Dome last night. He looked really good. He sparked them.
It says Colorado does have a defense. Look, I felt like Colorado definitely could have used a edge or two, an edge rusher to get to
they
the
need a front seven. They need a front seven with depth. Because let me tell you something. When they got to run up on
players they wasn't able to take. There was a couple of Jackson State players they weren't able to take, and a couple of them was edge rushers and defensive tackles. I'm not throwing that as shade because Colorado did good, but what I'm saying is the people that was turning up were all from Jackson State.
Yeah, they got you wait till they play Utah, wait till they play Southern Cal, wait till they play UCLA, Washington.
Nebraska lost. I feel like they can definitely.
Well, they should beat they should beat Nebraska. Nebraska ain't been relevant in what, 20 years? When's last time? Last time Nebraska was relevant, they had people like Lawrence. What's that guy was named? Lawrence Phillips, and who else was on that team? They ain't been nothing since really Tom Osborne.
I'm not gonna say I don't like Nebraska, as in I don't like the players, but Matt Rule, he just left a bad taste in my mouth from how he ran Carolina Panthers. So for me, I feel like that
he never should have left for Baylor. He shouldn't have left Baylor. He didn't need to go to Carolina. That was amazing. He wasn't. He's not that kind of guy. He should have stayed his behind at Baylor.
And they let him be in Carolina for way too long. You know,
what did he do? What, 2 years or 3 years?
Way too long.
Yeah, that was a mistake. He's Matt Rule's a college guy. Needs to be in college football. But he needs to take Nebraska to the Big 12. They need to come. They are irrelevant in that Big 10.
We got Doc Holiday. Saturday night is usually me and Doc show. Saturday Night Live with Doc Holiday and SheLovesThee.
Yeah.
It looks like he's getting ready to come on for a little bit. I'm excited to look at and break down FAMU's defense and offense because Coach Simmons, why he set out the depth chart? Is that a trick? Or do you think
he did what now?
He set out the depth chart. He released it so that people would know who's starting on tomorrow. Did you get a chance to look it over, the depth chart for FAMU?
No. What now? Where do I need to go to get that?
Oh, I'm gonna pull it up on my
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'll pull it up so we could take a look at it.
Okay.
Just because it's interesting. Well, I was surprised first of all at the fact that they actually released it. That's number one. I was like, why are they releasing that information? Maybe they're trying to psych us out.
Psyching out is over, baby. Listen, it's game time in a minute, baby.
Oh, you saying it's no more psyching out? No more.
No, ain't no more psyching out, talking, none of that. It's 3:00 tomorrow.
Well, I'm still talking, and the reason why I'm talking is obviously because of Jackson State's performance from last week. But they're saying it's not going to be that easy. Basically, we're not going to.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a good game. Like I told Doc, I just hope that Willie Simmons knows he cannot play Jackson State with no tight ends. It's not going to happen. And I just basically, with that pass rush they got, if they come in there with no tight ends, they're going to get Musa hurt. Because you got to play with tight ends, you're going to play Jackson. Because Jackson they coming with a pass rush out this world. You got to play with tight ends.
Yo, everybody, what's going on?
Hey, Doc, how you doing?
What's up, man?
What's going on?
Hey, man.
First off, I want to say congratulations to Shador and Travis.
We can't hear you, Doc.
Oh, hold on. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you, Doc. I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay, well, that must be me.
Nah, it's you.
Go ahead, Doc. Let them know.
Oh, yeah. Congratulations to Shador and Travis. They played one hell of a game today. Colorado has no defense whatsoever.
Whatever. That's what I say. None. And TCU don't have none either.
They don't have none either. They both play the same. They both play the same type defense. 33 stack defense.
Oh, Lord.
At some point in time, TCU was basically stopping them on the run, but that pass defense, they couldn't stop a nosebleed on that pass defense.
You said they couldn't stop. You said they couldn't stop a nosebleed.
Couldn't stop a nosebleed, baby. Shoot.
Now, but I'm gonna say this: I think they should beat Nebraska next week. I think they could beat Nebraska.
Well, it's in Boulder. We'll see.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They should be able to pull that out. I think Nebraska scored 10 points. Didn't Nebraska score 10 points?
Yeah, they scored 10 against Minnesota.
And Minnesota only scored 13. They most absolutely can definitely.
Yeah, they can beat them.
I watched Valley look good on offense, but they got, Central State came back in the late in the fourth quarter, and took the game over.
Wait a minute, Valley didn't lose, did they?
They lost to Central State by
3. Valley lost to Central?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Yo G-men.
I watched that. We're better. I thought Hampton's offensive line took that game over at the end, though.
They did.
You said we're better. It ain't no we're better.
Yeah, Grambling's better now. Yes, they are. From what they last year, they better.
The quarterback play is better.
Yeah, the quarterback play is better. I just thought that Hampton had a humongous offensive line. I'm talking about 6'6", 6'7", that could play. It's sad that they took Hampton out of that MEAC, because if Hampton was in the MEAC right now, they would be a threat to come to the Celebration Bowl.
Let's see. Howard almost took down Eastern Michigan last night.
It was a close
I was
game.
shocked about that. Yeah.
It was a close game, though.
Mm-hmm.
Was it 33-23?
Mm-hmm.
It's 24 Central, 21 Mississippi Valley State.
Yeah, I'm saying, what was the Howard score?
33-23.
Let's look up.
I was shocked. So that means Howard's gonna be, if they played them that tough, they're gonna be tough in the MEAC.
They was running the ball. They was moving the
ball.
That's
Mr. Ford. So based on how well they played Eastern Michigan, are they the number one school in the MEAC?
No, I'm with the school out of Durham. What's his name?
Central? North Carolina Central?
Yeah, I'm with him. What's that coach's name?
Even though they was able to put up 23 points.
Trey Oliver, man. Trey Oliver. I listen, Trey Oliver's a champion. Until somebody knocks him down, I think that's the number one program in that MEAC is that the Eagles. And then isn't that right there? The Eagles, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the Eagles.
Norfolk State losing to Bowie.
This week, it was a lot of money games per se. I don't necessarily like the matchups.
But that Howard game was an evenly matched
Southern
game.
Miss. Well, I feel like Southern Miss is actually a team that's beatable. But anyway, Alcorn versus Southern Miss.
What was that score?
Abysmal.
What they were beating Alcorn really bad?
I think Alcorn scored one touchdown.
And so what was the final score?
I want to say it was like 7-33.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no. They're still playing.
Mm-hmm.
Are they still
Oh, they still
playing?
playing. Okay,
It looks
okay,
like it's
okay,
14. It's 14 right now to 37.
okay,
Uh,
okay.
there's this is the fourth quarter with 4 minutes left.
Oh, they saying
Where
Tom
is
Well,
G
Bacon ain't
at?
hit.
G needs to come up on here. All that mess. See, there's a lot of folks that be talking mess about Jackson State, and now y'all have to actually
well,
14-40 now.
let me tell you who looked pitiful tonight. How about them Southern Jags? They look terrible. I
See,
need to go rent them a quarterback. They need to go
Timon,
rent them a quarterback.
Timona, this when you need a sound. This when you need a soundboard. Get your sounds up.
Man, them Jags. Look, listen, let me tell you something. Now I like Dooley. I gets on his behind, but they ain't gonna let Dooley stay there doing that. They not gonna let him stay in Baton Rouge like that. I know Roman Banks is his frat brother, and
First of
the
all,
people
hold
down
up.
there love him and all that. But they not gonna let the way that team looked tonight in Montgomery. They not gonna let him stay that with that team. They don't have a spark. That kid is not the quarterback for Southern. What's his name?
Blood.
Blood is not the
Did we
quarterback.
watch him bleed out? Did we watch
And
him
see
bleed
that
out?
the
Yep.
way that offense is, he has to have a run plus throwing type quarterback. It has to be
Okay, a
what do you
dual
call it?
threat. A dual
Dual
threat.
threat. It's got to be a dual threat quarterback. But
But
they look
before
that team looked terrible tonight.
they did lose one of their top running backs. He was ineligible to play. His name is
Who was that?
Carl
Oh
Ligon.
Carl,
yeah,
Carl,
Carl Liggins. Okay,
oh,
yeah.
He was ineligible. That was one of the people that I said was coming back this season that was going to have a big impact on Southern's team.
Well,
But
let me tell you something. If he
it
don't get this self together, he gonna get a 50 put on him next week down there in Baton Rouge.
ooh,
They better get their stuff together.
he said a 50, not a
Yeah, he
50,
gonna get a
but
50 put on him down there.
he said a 50, y'all.
okay, so
Shoot.
to Southern's defense, Alabama State only put up 14 points.
Yeah, but they look better than them. They look better. Now, one thing I got to give they did have a little structure on the offense. Still some problems with Alabama State's offense, but they have more structure. Listen, the second half, Blood and them I couldn't see them doing nothing. They did nothing.
And to me,
They did.
Okay, everybody. I'm going to bring up my son. He's getting ready to sing a song for y'all. It's called I Know It Was the Blood. He's getting ready to come and sing it for y'all. If you want to bless my son, hit that Cash App or the PayPal. You ready?
Yes. I know it was the blood. I know it was the blood. I know it was the blood for me. One day I was lost. He died upon a cross. But I know it was the blood. I know it was the blood. I know it was the blood for me.
Amen.
All right.
All right, Brax.
All right.
Brax couldn't wait to sing that song. He's been waiting to sing that song.
hey, he been waiting on that one. He like, yeah, I know
Yeah,
that.
man. That sounds like that.
But yeah,
Guess what blood we know ain't working out.
Oh, he ain't
Harold
working
Blood,
out, man.
Harold
One
Blood,
down in Southern.
Harold Blood.
Man, I'm gonna tell you something, man. If they don't get that thing together down in Baton Rouge, they'll cut him before the season is over, man. He better realize where he's at, man. They don't play that down there.
But isn't this his second year? Okay, so here's the thing. In all of the bad that's going on, there's a lot of football coaches who's gonna have some fire behind them, especially after Jackson State put 40 on them.
But if they don't look better than they did today, Jackson gonna put 50 on them next week
50 piece at home.
at home.
Boy, when I tell you that Southern folks gonna be so sick.
They gonna be salty.
Man, let me tell you something. Southern people will get rid of you now. Yeah, shit, I'm trying to tell you now. They don't play that. They don't play that now. I know them people down there in Baton Rouge. They don't play that now.
I believe.
Yeah, I mean, they look terrible today. I couldn't even believe it. I just was thinking they would be. I mean, the defense is stout. but they don't have that igniter at quarterback. That offense has to have a dual threat guy he's a threat with his arm and with his legs. That's what that offense calls for.
The thing is, for me, you've had ample time to recruit a quarterback.
Yes, you have.
You don't have an excuse. And then you just decided to make Blood the reigning quarterback, and that was during SWAC Media Day.
Yeah. Well, they better get it together. They got what the heck? Don't they have 7 quarterbacks on the roster? How many they got?
Something like
They
that.
didn't figure out to switch
Yeah,
them out.
somebody can play now. So if you got 7 quarterbacks, somebody can play.
They got one for every day of the week.
That's what I'm saying. Somebody can play now.
And could
But listen, I thought Blood should have been yanked tonight. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Sometimes they don't want to necessarily yank a quarterback for his first game. They want to kind of like what Buddy Pugh did. Buddy Pugh didn't want to yank Fields off of there, and he was getting demolished.
Well, shoot, Fields didn't even start today. What you talking about?
I'm saying for the first game, he didn't want to necessarily yank him.
Yeah,
give him an opportunity to, get a feel of things. But I want Mr. Green. Somebody contact Coach Green. I know y'all got his information.
For what? Why you want to hear? What you want to hear?
For
what? For what? Tomorrow.
In Dooley we trust. Come to the
table. Oh man, please. I'm gonna tell you something. If Dooley don't get that team better, they gonna get rid of him before the season out. I'm telling you, I know. He better get that team together. Because they look bad in Montgomery tonight.
He just went to the SWAC championship.
Listen, he backed in, like they say, he backed in.
Okay. Texas Southern is 24. You know they was tied, Mr. Ford, 17.
Oh, what's the score? I was looking on.
Texas Southern just scored 24 and Prairie View 17. Mind you, that particular score was by Quay Davis from Jackson.
Oh, okay.
He been balling. He been balling.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Doc, did you see the Coleman kid last night for Louisville?
I saw glimpses of him. Yeah.
He showed out, man.
That's why
he showed out last night.
Me and my crew, we talked about this last night. That Kevin Coleman made the right decision. That he didn't want to live in the shadow of Travis. You know what I'm saying? He got to do what he had to do.
Oh yeah, he picked up Louisville last night too.
I don't necessarily think he would have been living in it. He still would have been able to definitely make waves here. I feel at Jackson State. Let's go ahead and start out by talking about this defense that FAMU is going to have to go against. And what is it going to take for FAMU to overcome that defense? And we're not talking about just the front 7. We're talking about all of it. The secondary is solid too.
Against FAMU's defense?
No, I'm saying FAMU, Jackson State's defense against FAMU's offense, because they're talking about the 5-star offensive lineman. I think they bought out his name, and that I guess FAMU is going to be able to hold up against that front 7. So that's why I wanted to talk a little bit about that. And let me pull up this depth chart. I'm going to try to pull it up on here because the one that I have is real small. So I'm going to try to pull it up on here and see if I can enlarge it for y'all a little bit better so you can see the names of who's starting. No, don't look like it's getting any bigger. Let me see. Of course, you know their backup quarterback is Murtovich. You remember you was telling
Junior. Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah, so that's gonna be their backup quarterback.
For now, that's for now. They got a kid from Eastern Kentucky. He's eventually gonna be the he'll overtake Meritovich.
He's better than him?
Yeah, he's a kid with size, speed, can throw it. He transferred in from Eastern Kentucky. He's actually from Orlando or somewhere down there in Central Florida.
Bethune-Cookman 14, losing to Memphis 56. I really don't think that when they play these
money games,
yeah, it's not really a good indicator.
Oh, never. Listen, you got 65 scholarships and they got 85. You down by 20 already. I was trying to tell the people I was watching the Tennessee State game with. Notre Dame spends $165 million on sports. Tennessee State spends $10 million. Isn't that a difference?
Mm-hmm.
That's a big difference.
Okay.
I don't know if that would be a good barometer, but that would.
Are y'all able to see that? A little bit better.
You know, my eyes ain't worth nothing anyway.
So I wanted to look at the running back because I feel like tomorrow, I really feel like FAMU is gonna try to they were last in rushing last year.
He'll run three backs. That's his thing. He'll run three backs. He'll have a bell cow, and then he'll have two complementary backs.
So they have.
That's always been his style.
Jr. I think they have Kelvin Dean Jr. as RB1, but I was told Jaquez Yant.
That's a kid from Nebraska.
Right, I was told that was gonna be.
Like I said, now Willie's gonna run three backs, or possibly four. He's gonna run now. He's always gonna run three or four backs, and gonna get him some carries too.
This is a little bit presumptuous, Dr. Strachan. Strong. He thinks that FAMU is going to be dominant.
Wait, who's at center? Is he playing that kid number 66 at center? Who's at center?
TJ Lee.
Okay, yeah, okay. Because when he plays at 66, he's terrible.
Because when he plays who?
He's a young kid from Tampa. I think he went to Tampa Christian. He plays him at center, and he's just terrible.
There's two TJs. There's Demis and I think Lee.
This Lee kid is from Bainbridge, Georgia, I think. Where does it say he's from?
I'm going to pull it up.
Yeah, he's from some town in Georgia.
I know you said that that the center that he played really good, and I think he felt like he was snubbed for all conference.
Which one? Lee?
Yeah.
Yeah, he can play. He when he plays center, FAMU's offensive line is different.
I mean, you're going to need a strong center just because.
Oh, always.
Of who Jackson State has that Jackson State, the three that they have up at the front, you're going to need that. Especially if it's Jeremiah. I think it's going to be 97, 98, and 99 again. So that's, I want to say Jeremiah Williams, Devontae Davis, and I don't know if Tyus Martin, if they'll place him.
He should be
starting.
He should be in the rotation. He should be in the rotation. He won't start, but he'll be in that defensive line rotation.
So who you think the third person is then?
On the as far as
it's gonna be Coinus. It'll be Coinus Miller, huh?
Yeah, Coinus. I mean, but like I said, they'll rotate all those defensive linemen. So you'll see Coinus, you'll see Juice, you'll see Of course, you'll see Phillip Webb and
Yeah.
Doyle. They'll be starting. And So you'll see those guys coming in, and then you'll probably see some, like if they bring in the freshman in Barney, and they'll probably drop down Alan Walker as a pass rushing linebacker or something like that. Like you'll see some players, you'll see a whole switch, like, and it all depends on down and distance.
Listen, what's True Thompson's number?
90.
Okay, 90. Okay.
I mean, they were all over the field though. If you go back and watch it, they did have a good rotation going.
Oh yeah. Yeah, one of the best.
For me, there was a lot of kind of some criticism on the linebackers when they switched to the 3-2-6 and the 3-3-5. But Ken Clark he basically explained it, and he was like, at that point in the game, there wasn't a way for South Carolina to win unless they were throwing. So that's why he switched it up to that type of defense.
Yeah. Yeah, because you'll see FAMU gonna run like three receivers, 4 receiver sets with 1 running back. You'll see him run a 3 receiver set with a tight end, 1 running back. You'll probably see the tight end flexed out in a slot. So kind of give them it's basically it's a basically mismatch.
So do you think that's mismatch though? With let me tell you, I'm gonna show you his name. The 5-star that they have at the offensive line. I think that it's going to definitely be another trenches battle.
It will.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah, it will.
Without a doubt. Yeah.
So seeing South Carolina, did you get a chance to watch South Carolina State versus Charlotte?
Jalen Jones is
I
picking
didn't
them
see
apart.
Huh?
Jalen Jones is picking them apart.
And you know how bad Jalen Jones was in the SWAC? Well, I'm not going to say he was bad. Maybe bad's not the right word.
He didn't have good decision making when he was in the SWAC.
Yeah, and he was undisciplined at times.
He was undisciplined.
At times. Yeah, I remember him. I thought he could go to pro at another position because he was a big athlete. I could see him like being transformed into a tight end or maybe a linebacker or a defensive back. But I didn't see. I thought the quarterback stuff was over.
I think he would have been better as a tight end or like an H-back.
Yeah, that's what I thought. The Kyle Pitts kind of guy, because he could run. Now he was up 4.5, 4.4.
Yep.
Was he that fast? Yeah, I thought he could
like
run.
A 4.4, 4.5. Yeah, he was.
Yeah, that's what I said. I could see him as and you could possibly see him as a running back. He'd be a big running back.
Yeah, he was picking them apart. It is 27-17, Texas Southern with 8 minutes left in the third quarter.
It's not
okay.
It's not over with, but I did say that I felt like Andrew Body was going to be able to, at least in the West, pick the West apart one by one.
Oh, he doing it right now because he 15 of 29, 251, 3 touchdowns and 1 interception, and 45 yards on the ground. So he doing it right now.
Yeah, he doing it. I'm shocked though. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm shocked.
Why are you shocked?
Well, I thought Prairie was a better team.
Man, if you have 3 years to put together you have 3 years, you have a stable quarterback, and you're not able to build your team around that, you need to be fired. Like this is
Quay got 100,
no, not
over
just
100
Quay.
yards.
Really?
I know what you're talking about.
Quay Davis has over 100.
over five receptions, 104 yards, and 1 touchdown. His longest
So he
catch
rolling.
was
Yeah.
46 yards. So
Yeah,
yeah,
he doing it.
it's some that I know that what this kid has as far as the talent, and I felt like he was shortchanged while he was in Jackson.
Oh yeah, he
But
was a
then
I
to
dynamic
feel like
wide
there's
receiver.
a lot of people that was on the roster that didn't get a chance to really shine.
yeah, it's a lot of
We did see last week. We saw Rico Powers, which Rico Powers he was getting catches last season too, but not to that magnitude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's gonna be featured this year. Rico Powers is gonna be the featured wide receiver.
Okay, let me pull him up. Ashton Grable. Let's break down these offensive linemen. On the FAMU side.
Where is he from?
Let me see. Let me see. Pull him up. Ashton Grable is a redshirt sophomore. He previously was at Jacksonville State.
Oh, okay. I remember him. I remember when they brought him in. Yeah. Was he
They were
starting to
speaking
tackle or
very
guard?
highly of. They was really speaking highly of Ashton Grable. He saw
Yeah, I remember him.
He saw action in 3 games: Stephen F. Austin, Kennesaw State, and North Alabama.
What was his size? 6'4", 6'5"?
6'4", 315 pounds.
So he's gonna start at guard or tackle. He's got to be a guard because Colvin and that Goss kid are the tackles. So he's got to be a guard. He's got to be probably a starting guard.
Jalen Goss is 6'7" and 285 pounds.
Yeah, he came from Florida State. He's from Valdosta, Georgia. He came from Lowndes County High School.
He came from where? He's a graduate student from Florida State.
Yeah, he came from Florida State. Yeah.
Of course, this is gonna definitely be a good matchup because Mr. Goss is box store All-American, All SWAC first team, SWAC Commissioner's Honor Roll. He started in all 11 games at left tackle. So this is going to be an interesting matchup. If he started all 11 games, don't that mean that we played against him last year?
Yeah. Yeah. The offensive line didn't come together until about the 3rd or 4th. When they took that kid out 66 and put 69 at center, that's when the offensive line came together. But that kid you talking about, that Goss kid, he's gonna get a look. The NFL is looking at him.
So
they looking at him.
With Goss, the only deal I have with him is his weight because he's only like 270. But
they're gonna get, they'll add on.
Yeah, they'll add on the pounds to him.
They'll
so he'll
on,
probably get like 25 more pounds to him.
Right.
Because he has the arms, he has the arm length to keep away the defensive ends.
Oh yeah.
After
course, they get through putting all that dope in him, he'll be 320 when he get in the league.
I say give him 295, 300. You ain't got to be 320.
Yeah.
I mean, because you know what I'm saying, he got quick and he has quick feet too. So
yeah, he'll get like I said, he'll get a shot in the league, and they'll beef him up.
So Cardell Thomas is the former 5-star, right, from LSU.
Yeah, his dad,
oh yeah, I remember him. Yeah, that you're right. Yeah, he's from Louisiana, I think.
He's from Baton Rouge. He went to Southern Lab.
That's right.
How did he get on the preseason All SWAC second team offense?
Because you just said it. He was 5-star.
So you just gonna get it based off the fact that you was a 5-star?
That's what. Hey,
actually,
the media determines a lot of stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I remember them talking about him.
Yeah, his dad went to Jackson State, played at Jackson State. So
yeah. Now what's his? Is he 6'5", 6'4", 6'5"? What is he?
6'4", 310.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
with nimble feet.
Yeah.
And if he's strong enough, like that's going to be the battle right there. That's going to be the battle between either he go up against Devontae or he go up against Jeremiah. That's the battle that you're going to see right
He
there
going
in the
against
middle.
both of them. They coming off the edge. Both of them coming.
Yeah, you're right. He'll be matched up against multiple defensive linemen. He's gonna see a lot of people.
He might have to be. He might have to. I don't know how he's gonna stop all of them from coming.
Oh no, he's not gonna
Up the
stop all
middle.
of them, but those two.
It looked like and that might be just South Carolina State's offensive line that they weren't able to protect it. Devontae Davis came up the middle untouched, virtually untouched.
Yeah.
So a lot of folks, especially from FAMU, are saying that that's not going to happen this go around. So I have in a 4-3-4. I have Jeremiah Williams, Devontae Davis, and Coinus Miller for sure. Now, who coming off the edge, or who's going to be another defensive end? I don't know if it's going to be Antonio Doyle or who else?
You know the Webb kid's gonna start, right?
Mr. Smith, but they have I think they have Philip Webb starting as a hybrid linebacker.
Oh, okay.
I don't think they have him on the edge. I think when I
if you like you just said, when he's hybrid, that means he can play linebacker and he can play defensive end.
That means
he can play both of them. Yeah, he can stand up, or you can put him down. That's what the NFL is all about, boy. That's they buzzword, hybrid.
So I'm just over here. I was just putting some of the players that I feel like are going to be starting on there. I didn't complete all of them. I just will throw a couple names out there. Athen Smith I think I'm saying his name right. He's from UAPB. He's an edge rusher. Julius Reynolds is an edge rusher too.
What's Reynolds' number?
95. And he was playing well. He was coming.
Yeah.
I see him in a couple of quarterback hurries.
Yeah, I remember him.
Definitely.
Oh yeah.
But one thing that I like about our defense is that defensive coordinator Coach Bradley showed so much versatility in the defense.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he can give you a million looks. He can do that.
I'm impressed by it, and I don't think that some of that stuff you can't fix in a week, or you can't say, oh, we're going to look at film and be able to convert that. And one of them is you can't fix that fast-paced offense that they have. Like, as far as getting your defense to be able to set. If you watch the South Carolina State game, a lot of times they didn't even do a huddle. They just went right back into the next play.
Oh, yeah.
So that's something that you're not going to be able to – how are you going to correct that within less than a week? Correct being able to battle against a fast-paced offense. And I don't remember FAMU's offense being fast-paced last year.
No, it really wasn't fast-paced last year. But, like, for this year, they always have their scout team. They mimic how whatever team that they're playing, they mimic the offensive scheme and how they do it. Like, they'll say, okay, we're going fast-paced, so that means that gives the defense to adjust and to, with their alignments and assignments.
What are they
he can do pace now. He can do it. It just was at the time things hadn't come together when they played those first 2 games. I mean, really, y'all kicked they behind that second game, and every problem that they had, your team exposed it. And the number one problem they had was on that offensive line. They had so many problems on that offensive line.
Yeah,
And they said that they made they did say that they made those corrections because
Yeah, they got their people coming back.
injured in the UNC game, that he was injured. He had a season-ending injury, and so that's what accounted for it. I will say this: when I was watching Ken's live, and one of the I think it was Shaka, he was naming some of the folks that are starting or that they bought in, and I was like, they're bringing a lot of folks in. Marcus Riley from Bethune-Cookman.
Wide receiver. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They bringing in a lot of new faces.
He's actually from Tallahassee. That Riley kid is. He just left and went to Bethune. But he's actually from Tallahassee. He came back home.
Yeah, so it's they matching up because like it just like they recruiting, they basically doing the same thing like what Cleveland was doing back in the day with LeBron. Like teams built their team around trying to stop LeBron. This is just an analogy, an example. So in a sense, I feel like Willie built his teams to stop Jackson, stop Jackson State.
That's what he did. Because he brought in, I think one time he had brought in 27 kids from the portal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what he did. The main thing he was trying to do was beef up that defensive line.
Yeah, because they were getting tossed around.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be interesting to see because we beefed up our offensive line. They did state that I want to say, is it our left? Let me see. Our left guard. Which position does Cameron James play? Left.
What's his number?
Left tackle.
That's the one that Blue's been on. Blue been talking about him the whole week. Blue feels like he's the weak link in that offensive line.
He was literally double teamed by 2 of the Patrick Godbolt and Jablonski Green. They are literally on the draft boards for this coming year.
Yeah, Blue thought that Godbolt ate that boy's lunch. He said he said that Godbolt beat that boy up.
He did.
So yeah, he was on him the whole week.
Yeah, they found that must be basically what they did, is they found a weakness.
Now that's just in pass blocking, but in run blocking, he's excellent. Because even though they ran on the right side, on that right side of the offensive line, when they got onto the left side, you couldn't stop it. That was right. That's 6'8", 320 that's coming right at you head on.
You could just run behind.
That's the kid came from Minnesota. What is that kid from Minnesota? Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's young. Right. Well, how many years he got left?
He got
he should have 2 or 3.
3 years.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
It says Cameron was holding and getting worked all night. Lord. So it'll be interesting to see whether or not they will make those adjustments, or is Jackson State going to keep him there, or are they going to make adjustments? And if they don't make adjustments, or if FAMU does see him on the line, are they going to have their edge rushers basically hone in on that side to look for that weakness?
Well, what we always did, if you had a tackle that was suspect, you brought the tight end to his side, or you brought a wing back to help chip him. So you give him help. And the easy way to help him is to bring that tight end down.
I need to bring Jency Gents, you there or
Yeah, you bring wherever you think there's a weakness at a tackle, you bring a tight end.
right?
Or you use a running back to chip block.
The chip blocking, yeah. We
And
always had a
and
tight end or you had a wing.
We seen number 5 with the block for the Jason Brown in the South Carolina State game. He took a major hit to block, and that ended up being, I think it was like fourth and 2, and he basically blocked, and that was Godbolt that was coming at him. It was either Godbolt or Jablonski that was coming at him as a blitz, and the back picked up the tackle, or excuse me, picked up the block, and Jason Brown was able to actually convert that to a touchdown.
Even though Jason Brown was getting beat up, he was getting beat up most of the night too. And we're not gonna sugarcoat that. He was getting beat up most of the night, but he stood tall in the pocket when it needed to be.
He took a couple hits. He did take a couple hits.
He was sacked 2 times, right? Yeah.
They're saying that Sear Riley can play guard, or DeAndre Towns Blue can move out to the left tackle. When Coach TC Taylor was talking about the offensive line, he did say that due to some injuries or something like that, that they did have to kind of mix it up.
Right.
So that he was had a question mark about the offensive line, but they were able to basically gel pretty well, even though they had, the ones and the twos, playing up, they still lined up together.
I would move DeAndre to the left tackle and then put Cameron at the right tackle. I mean, because DeAndre could, that left side, you protecting the blind side of the quarterback. So
right.
And DeAndre, all you got to do is push the D line, the end wide. He has to make a wider turn, and I just feel like I think they might need to do that, but it still keeps continuity on the offensive line where they could actually work together in unison.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna start. We're gonna do the breakdown now, Mr. Ford and Doc.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna drop the StreamYard. And so anybody that wants to come up here and have this nice little conversation over here, we're getting ready to look at Jason Brown's stats and Jeremy Musa's stats, and we're gonna talk about the matchup. So I'm gonna bring up let's do Jeremy Musa first.
Right.
So Mr. Ford and then Doc, both of y'all, I want y'all to answer. What are Jeremy Musa's strengths that he has going into this game?
He sees the field. He does a good job of seeing the field. But his problem is when that pass rush comes up the middle and they knock him out of the pocket, if he has a scramble, he's not a threat to throw the ball as a scrambler. He's definitely not a dual threat. He can get away from the pass rush sometimes, but he's not the kind of kid who can collect himself and throw it on the run. He's not that kind of a kid. But one thing he can see the field. Now, a lot of people say that he throw to one person. I thought last year that was by design. They was trying to get that kid X into the league, and they was trying to showcase him. And I thought they force-fed him a lot of balls. But I don't think that's going to be the case this year. I think they're going to truly be that rack type, rack ball type where everybody will have 40, 50 catches. I don't think they're going to be. They won't have a player. I think X had 80-something catches last year. They won't have a player like that this year.
So you don't think Marcus Riley can pick that up? Oh, let me let Doc answer, and then I'm gonna follow up with a question. So Doc, let me know what you think about what are Jeremy Musa's strengths and weaknesses going into this game.
Well, let's see. His one strength, he got strengths is basically, like you said, he can scan the field. He stayed poised in the pocket, and if there is a rush that's coming up, He can take a hit. He can be mistake free with the football, but just like you said, he does have a tendency. He did have a tendency to eye down one receiver last season. And I don't think he didn't use his running backs and check downs as much last year. So I think that would be one thing he has to improve on. If he's going to try to go to the league next year. And he's I would say this, he does have a good he can throw a good intermediate ball.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he can.
And if he wants to be accurate, he can be accurate at any point in time.
Okay. So for me, Jeremy Musa's strengths are that, coming into this particular season, he is primed to be the number one quarterback in the SWAC.
Right.
I mean, it is what it is. When Shador exited, Jeremy Musa is basically the de facto quarterback. Basically based off of, I guess, the new entries of the quarterbacks. Week 1, nobody else has really stepped to the table outside of game 0 and how Jason Brown played. Would you say that the quarterback competition is pretty much the same, right?
I could say it's pretty much the same.
You talking about between them two kids?
I'm just saying, like, just basically off of week 1, you got the chance to see Valley's quarterback, you got the chance to see Southern's quarterback, Alabama State's quarterback, Grambling's quarterback. Who else quarterback did we get to see today? I'm not gonna hold Alcorn State too heavy versus Southern Miss, or some of those other Bethune. Yeah, you can't really hold, but based off of the play week 1, where it's SWAC teams playing either D2 or other SWAC teams, what other quarterback is going to be primed to say, I'm the quarterback of the SWAC? Not even including Jason Brown.
Because I was about to say right now, Brown is the top quarterback in the SWAC.
Right.
Oh, you just gonna crown him after one performance, Mr. Ford?
One performance, paper. Till I see different, he's the top quarterback in the SWAC right now.
They said that Andrew Body has done significantly just based off of his performance today.
I got to see him
right now.
Yeah, I'll watch him tomorrow in the reruns.
80-yard. Who was it? An 80-yard passing touchdown that they just had recently?
No, it wasn't a passing touchdown. It was an 80-yard run.
It was a running back.
Yeah,
that was a running back play.
Mm-hmm.
He said he's coming for everything. Right now, just the current game, he's at 51.7 completion rate, 251 pass yards, and 3 touchdowns with 1 interception, and his longest was 46 yards.
Right.
And that's tonight's game?
That's tonight's game. Where he's at 16 to 30. He's 16 to 30, 263.
And now I'm going to pull up Jason Brown. So my argument and premise has always been that because Jason Brown was at like a 55% completion rate in the SEC, that he was going to be able to do numbers in the SWAC.
Yeah, I could see that. And then he also, when he was at St. Francis, he also was like 60% completion. So I mean, he has the like I said, he has numbers to back it up.
You said
the
what?
sky's a limit for this guy, man. This guy, this guy can. I think he's gonna rewrite records. I'm gonna be honest with you. If he continues to play like he did last Saturday, that guy gonna rewrite a lot of records, man.
So, okay, I guess we have to be fair. So, what are some things that you see that Jason Brown needs to work on? Mr. Ford, you go first, and then Doc. And what advantages does Jason Brown have? I'm gonna ask you guys the same question as I did for Jeremy Musa.
Well, I do believe in staying in the pocket, but I would like for him sometime to bail out, just to give him the threat of knowing that he will take off and run. I really like the way he throws them receivers open. He threw a pass to one of them tight ends in the end zone. That guy hadn't even come out of his break yet. That ball was already in the air. I love that. I love when they already.
DJ Stevens.
Yeah, he threw that. Stevens was still running his pattern. That ball was in the air. That's what I like quarterbacks like that.
Yeah, he just said you better get to that mark, and it's
the balls. He knew where that kid was going to be. I like those kind of quarterbacks. We call that throwing him open. I like that. That's what I like about him. His anticipation is just awesome.
Yeah. With Jason, I like that. Like I said, I like that he has poise in that pocket, and I would like to see him take off and run a little bit.
Yeah.
Or even not even just to take off the run, but just to kind of get himself open to where he has a clear passing lane that he can see. He just, like I said, the offensive line just on the left side just need to protect them better, because like I said, it's his left side, it's his blind side, so
right,
you got to be able to protect his blind side. And that's
we always thought that the left tackle was supposed to be the best pass blocker, like you said, because it was the blind side.
Mm-hmm.
We always, that was Art Sheldon's side. They want the left side, because like you said, you can't see that pass rush. If you right-handed and you looking right, you can't see it. Some people can feel it, some can't.
So for me, I feel like I do not want Jason Brown to run. Tom Brady, me please, all day long. Aaron Rodgers, me all day long, please. I do not feel like Jason Brown. I don't feel like Jason Brown needs to be dual threat or any of that. You need to be just what you are and sit in there and let your tight ends do the work or your running backs do the work. And as far as like this, the one thing I like about Jason Brown is that he goes ahead and gets rid of the ball and throws it away when he knows he's not getting ready to try to be Superman, when he knows that he'll be able to pick it up on the next play.
Yeah.
So for me, I feel like I like for him to know that I don't have to make this play. I don't need to. So like on that 4th and the 4th and 2, the DJ Stevens play, the number 5 Irv Mulligan, he picked up that huge block for the quarterback. The quarterback still took a hit. So I like the fact that he stays in his lane and doesn't try to do too much. I do feel like for him going into this game, the magnitude of you went on such a high and you broke all of those different records with the MEAC SWAC challenge. He broke all the records. The most passing yardage, the highest completion rate, like he broke all of it. So going into week 2, you're expecting to see similar completion percentage, similar passing. I just like that for this, it's not the coach trying to, which it works in his favor, but I like the fact that the coach, the offensive coordinator, is not necessarily hung up on making the quarterback look good. He's here to win. So with that, you don't know what they're going to pull out of the bag. You don't know if they're going to run, if they're going to use the two tight ends, if they're going to throw the ball. You don't know what's going to happen. So I think that's the biggest advantage that Jason Brown has going into week 1, even with the South Carolina film. If anything, that would make me more confused.
Well, it's one of those where the offense that we run is one of those offenses that you really, in a sense, can't like get prepared. You know, you can't really be prepared for it because we run, you know, you run multiple sets. You
Right.
can run
That's
like 4 or 5 sets out of
That's
one
right.
formation.
Yeah. Yeah.
The only thing you can get yourself ready for is the tempo.
Yeah. That's it. Doc, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
You absolutely correct. That's right. And the
So,
thing about that offense that Coach Harris is running, they are balanced. They can run it and they can throw it.
mhm.
And you're right. At that tempo, man, that offense right there will wear you down. It will what it does, it'll run your defensive lineman. They'll run out of gas behind it. If you don't make the right adjustments, your people gonna be tired. They're gonna run about a third or fourth quarter, they're gonna be gassed.
Mr. Strong, come on up here. He's saying, why are we talking about last week's game? Let's talk about this beatdown. Well, come on up here. Come right on up here and speak your piece. Because you was the main one on my live earlier in the day talking about the edge goes to South Carolina State. So you was wrong last week and you're going to be wrong this week.
I'm looking at this game right here, and Everett Todd is doing a good job with this defense.
Oh man, I love Everett. I fell in love with Everett Todd when he was Coach Fobbs, them D coordinator for Grambling. I told you this summer, I thought that when he went to Texas, I thought that was a boss move, man. You went and got Everett Todd is really good.
So this is my message. FAMU's on the clock. We getting our veggies in. We getting our peas and carrots. We getting ready to eat. So tomorrow I'm gonna be a vegetarian. That's all I'm only eating veggies. No meats. Veggies only. Drop the peas and the carrots in the chat. Go ahead and drop them. Drop the peas and carrots in the chat. Because we're gonna be vegan tomorrow. Let's see. The next slide. Jackson State secondary versus FAMU's wide receivers.
They listen. It's gonna be a war between them. It's gonna be a war. That's that. Like I said, that's gonna be a war right there. Now, the thing that's gonna make it better for the Jackson State secondary is that if that front seven is dominant and they can run what's the name off his spot, that's gonna help the secondary because a lot of people don't know your defensive line makes the secondary.
Mm-hmm.
Travis Hunter is not the only DB that's going to be playing both ways this weekend. We're going to see some Jackson State secondary get a chance to go back and score for a pick six. So Mr. G says the advantage is FAMU with that one, and I don't know how. Mr. G says, but if it's Jackson State secondary versus FAMU wide receivers, that FAMU has the edge. What do you say?
It's a new room for FAMU. That's the thing. We're gonna see them tomorrow. Now I've been hearing you called out a name earlier, the Riley kid, that Kareem Burke kid out of Jacksonville, the Oxendine kid, the K Dot. So we're gonna see them tomorrow. Now we know about K Dot. We know what he can do. But some of them other kids are new. Now a couple of them kids transferred from Powell. One kid came from Tulane and I think one came from, was it Utah?
Yeah, one came from
So
Utah.
Utah, we gonna see them tomorrow. We'll see now. But I'm gonna say this now. Willie gonna go after that secondary. But the thing that will make it easier for them is if that defensive line is dominant and Musa is not protected, he's not going to be able to do anything to that secondary. But if they are protecting him and giving him time, believe me, Willie going to go after that secondary because that's how he is. He's going to do that now. He's going to run that bunch route. You know, he's going to run him as a slot. He's going to run that, what you call it, with that wing tight and all that. He's going to do that now.
He's going to use 2 tight ends.
Yeah, he'll use them. It's just for me. I just think he's got to see. That's one of the things about Musa. He struggles because he has to be max protected. If he's not max protected, he got problems.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for this particular game, which people kept on saying, or Coach Green was like, "You need Dennis Thurman. You need Dennis Thurman." We don't need Dennis Thurman to know that Jeremy Musa, when continually blitzed, will get off of his square, and throw off point to where the DBs can come get it.
Right.
Some of our DBs from last week, which of course you have to talk about previous play, but Keedron Culligan, Esaias Guthrie, Solomon Rogers from Charlotte transfer.
Right.
Jaheim Hazel was to me.
Jaheim Hazel was good as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course we have our secondary that was already here, Jalen Hughes.
Wait a minute, did he
turn it off? Be quiet.
Uh-oh, Mr. Ford must drop. Mr. Ford, can you hear us? Hello?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, Mr. Ford.
Oh yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Okay, but I was asking now, Jalen Hughes, he's wearing 27.
No, Jalen Hughes is no longer 27 now. He's he's number 8. I want to say.
That's why. Okay, what about Wiggins? Last year, number 5.
Wiggins is K5. He's still number 5. That's the only one. The only touchdown that FAMU scored last year was compliments of Keeverick Wiggins Jr.
Right. So did he play last week at South Carolina when they played South Carolina State?
He played a little bit.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Yeah.
He started.
Okay, I missed him. I was looking for him. He did start?
Yeah, where'd my paper go?
Okay. I was looking for him. I was looking for Hughes and I was looking for Wiggins, and I was just wondering what was going on with them.
Now, my thing is with FAMU's receivers, you might want to switch to a zone, but you want to give them
Jalen and Keeverick was the starting defense
last week.
Yeah, Jalen was number 8.
I missed him.
And then Tavarius Jones was playing backup, and Jaheim Hazel was the second. For the corner. And then of course, so basically, it really is 5, 6, 7, and 8 are the starting. Well, they were at least last week was 5, 6, 7, and 8, and they put on a pretty good showing to me.
Oh yeah, I thought they did well too.
The secondary pretty much had them on lock. It almost. Well, I'm not gonna say almost every. With the exception of maybe 1 or 2, they were all basically contested. You are not going to get that ball off and bring that ball down. And there was a couple of instances where they could have brought down an interception. And that's why I'm thinking this week, that's why I'm thinking that FAMU's really going to try to hone in on a run offense.
But I think that's really what Willie wants. He wants to run the ball. He has to be. His whole thing is to be balanced.
Yeah,
he wants to be balanced.
To be able to do both. That's him.
Mm-hmm. Now, if I'm Jackson State, I'm not playing man all the time. I'm playing a zone. Give them everything underneath, and let them work. You let those receivers work for those yards, because
Yeah.
you in a sense they can run with them in man, but that would be a lot of running, especially if they doing short route concepts also. So
And he does that. He
yep.
don't have those wide receivers do that 3-step and out, the 3-step cut slant, 3-step out. That's his game. He'll do that. Then he come with the intermediate step. But what Willie wants you to do is come up with what we call press coverage and bump and run. That's when he's gonna try to go deep on you. Because now he does believe in isolation. That's one thing about him.
And that's why I feel like it's so important to see that at each position. So we starting with that front, and then we look at the linebackers, and then we look at the secondary. Our defense is pretty stout.
Yeah, so you want to, like I said, you want to make sure that you keep everything in front of you. You keep everything in front of you, then, like I said, they'll have to work. Those receivers will have to work for all those yards. So,
Mr. G is saying if we can't get pressure on Musa, he's capable of having a 60% passing day.
Yeah.
And to it, what you mean? Yeah.
Oh.
Did he ever? Let me see. The only games that he passed more than, had a higher completion rate of 60% or more in the SWAC was versus Grambling, UABB, PB, and Bethune-Cookman. Those are the worst teams in the SWAC. 2 of them had to get brand new coaches, so that's how bad it was. And then 60% is pretty high. And against Alabama State and Southern, he was about at 50 to 51%. So now if we say that he's grown over the past couple of months and his offensive line got stronger, do you think he can throw at 60% tomorrow?
Yeah, he's gonna be able to throw at 6%.
I feel like that's kind of high versus the number 1 defense in the FCS. Stat wise.
Mr. Ford.
What happened?
Is Mr. Ford on here?
Yeah, he's still on
there. Morgan State just beat Richmond. I'm sorry, I'm looking at all my ESPN stuff.
Said Morgan State just beat Richmond. Is Richmond supposed to be good or something?
Richmond is like a top team in the CAA.
Richmond Spiders. Oh, they came back in the 4th quarter and beat them?
Yep.
Vegas got paid. I don't even know if they had a line for that game.
Oh, I'm looking at it. I ain't see it. I don't see no line on it, but sure.
Richmond is ranked 16th. That's how you know these. That's how you know these rankings are. So because Morgan State beat the number 16th team in the country in FCS, does that mean that Morgan State should be ranked, or is it just one of those upsets?
It's just one of those upsets.
Okay. Mr. Campbell, he said, and he still beat all these other lames in the SWAC. You're right, but the question it will now be, is he going to be able to do that against Jackson State? Because we know that particular stat line versus Jackson State was a little different. His completion rate versus Jackson State Let me see what that completion rate was. It had to be like 30%. Oh no, it was 40%. So against Jackson State, he was throwing at 40%. He was 11 of 27.
Mhm.
So Jackson State was his lowest. He did have South Carolina State where he threw at 44.7%. So those were the two lowest, was Jackson State and South Carolina State. Richmond will drop. Oh, everybody's saying just to upset. Okay. Mr. Ford, let me see.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Did you hear about Morgan State?
No, did they win?
They beat
They beat
Richmond.
the number 16 team.
Oh,
in the-
listen. So listen, that's gonna be a clash between them and Central now. Where's that game? Is that in Baltimore? Or that's in Durham.
Let me see.
Baltimore.
Oh,
When they play Central, that game is in Baltimore.
woo. That's gonna be a biggie. Just think about Morgan against Howard.
So for Morgan State, right now they're ranked second in the rankings. North Carolina Central beat Winston-Salem State. Of course, that's a rivalry game.
Yeah, did they beat them bad? What was the score?
47-21.
Virginia State beat Norfolk State.
But Central plays North Carolina A&T next week.
Yep.
Central's gonna take them. Central gonna take A&T.
Then they're gonna play
and look, and listen, Doc, where your friend at that make all them excuses for A&T? I want to hear him after Central beat them. He like Mr. Campbell. Everything crazy they do down there, fam. Mr. Campbell got an excuse, some kind of rationale for it. Isn't that right, Mr. Campbell?
Oh, Mr. Campbell, he's calling you out, Mr. Campbell.
Isn't that right, Mr. Campbell? Everything they do crazy down there, fam. He got a rationale, some kind of excuse.
Virginia State beat Norfolk today.
So Dawson getting ready to leave there. He getting ready to leave.
Bowie State
Mr. Campbell's gonna ask you what's that excuse for Grambling and how they was doing and how they played.
Yeah, today. We lost today, but we look better. We look better now. I was impressed with some things, but I'm gonna tell you the truth. I thought that at the end of the game, it was a certain about the last 7-8 minutes. I thought Hampton's offensive line took that game over because they got one of the biggest offensive lines for a black school in America now. They got 6'6", 6'7". That's why I say Dr. Harvin messed them up by taking them out of the MEAC. Because if Hampton was in the MEAC right now, they would probably represent them in that Celebration Bowl.
Ooh, that's a big tradition right there.
Oh yeah, and they're gonna get A&T too. They're gonna get them too. But I think Central gonna get A&T.
How many wins do you think North Carolina A&T gonna get this year?
I'm thinking really 3 in it too. What is 3 or 4? They might can win some of them. Now, what HBCUs they playing? Now they ain't gonna beat Central.
You said they're not gonna beat Central?
No, they're not gonna beat Central.
They gotta play Norfolk State.
They'll beat Norfolk State. They gotta play Howard?
No,
they play Hampton.
Hampton gonna beat them.
Ooh.
Hampton gonna beat them. I'm telling you.
This is their schedule. So they just played UAB and they got their tail whooped. Okay.
What was the score in that game? What was that?
35-6.
Okay.
35-6.
Okay.
So they play Central, and then they got to play Elon.
They'll win that. They'll win. They'll beat Elon.
Then they got to play Norfolk State, which I think they
said
hold them on the clock.
Yeah, Odom's about to be out. That moving van about to pull up to his house too.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Then they said, then North Carolina A&T got to play Villanova,
Oh, that's a loss.
Delaware the week after that.
That's a loss.
They might be able to beat Richmond, huh?
They ain't gonna beat no Richmond.
Richmond just lost to Morgan State.
Listen, baby, they ain't gonna beat Richmond.
Well, they did lose to Morgan State, and Morgan State really don't even have a quarterback. So I don't know.
We'll
man.
see. Yeah,
that's one of them we'll see type games.
Yeah,
right
we'll
there.
see. We'll see. I don't think they're gonna beat Richmond. Who next?
Hampton.
Hampton gonna beat them. I'm telling you. You know, Hampton beat them up last year.
And then Towson.
That's Baltimore. They ain't gonna beat Towson.
Dang, they can't beat Towson.
They ain't gonna beat Towson.
And then they got Rhode Island.
Yeah, Towson got the head coach from West Florida.
And then they got Campbell.
Yeah. They might can beat Campbell.
Is that gonna
That's
be
what 3? Well, that's 3 or 4.
You just can't. You just said that they'll be Norfolk State,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a chance
Elon.
They can beat Elon. And then
they can beat Campbell.
Campbell. That's 3.
Okay. All right, we'll start from there. We'll go with 3.
Okay, well, what about Grambling?
We look good. Listen,
shoot, they got
all
LSU
next. Let me see what I was kind of impressed today.
They got LSU next week.
You was impressed.
Well, I mean, that's 70-0. We know that.
Oh, they put up 31 points.
Who was that? Yeah, and they came back because what's the name jumped out on them, and they didn't die. They came back.
Hampton jumped out on them 2 touchdowns early.
And that boy's gonna get not that boy, but that kid at quarterback is gonna get better. Miles Crowley?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, once he settles down, he just got to learn to let the game come to him. He's gonna get better because he's that typical Grambling quarterback, the big tall kid that can really throw the football. He fits that Grambling prototype that they've always had, you know, tall kid that can throw the football. I think we're gonna be better. I tell you right now, we look better than Southern.
Ooh.
Yeah, we look better than Southern.
He had a good game today.
What's his stats?
He had 25 completions out of 38 attempts. His completion was 65.8%.
Okay.
311 yards.
And don't forget that Lyndon Rash. Lyndon Rash was looking good today too.
He had 2 touchdowns, and his longest was 43 yards. That's pretty good.
Yeah, they like I said, they the last 7 minutes of the game, Hampton's offensive line took over the game.
Yeah,
they took it over.
So, do you think that's basically dealing with strength and conditioning then?
I thought Hampton was more physical offensively in the trenches. They fought them now, but at the end, like I said, that last quarter, they didn't have an answer. It was a mismatch between Grambling's defensive line and Hampton's offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
They took advantage. They took it. I mean, they were something else. You wait till you see that big offensive line Hampton has. They got a big one.
They said Grambling might beat Southern this year.
Yeah, I think we beat them this year. We beat them this year because y'all don't believe it, but they're not gonna let Dooley stay down there with that team looking like that. They're not gonna do it. They're not gonna do it. Those people at Southern are very prideful people, and they're not gonna put up with that. Even though he's a homeboy and they love him, and he and Banks are Capples and all of that. Let me tell you something. He better get that team looking better than what they look tonight. Because they won't let him finish out the season.
Only so many yos that he's going to be throwing before they
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And all that.
Before it's time to go.
That's what I'm saying now. Shoot, you better get that team right. Because they didn't look good tonight. There was no spark. And they got talent. They got kids. They got running backs. They got offensive linemen. They got wide receivers. They got that team shouldn't be looking like that.
Just
Yeah.
so I wanted to look at the Jackson State wide receivers versus the FAMU defense. Because I feel like
They could have a big day tomorrow.
Our wide receiver room is the best in the SWAC. That's how I feel. We did see a couple of drop passes, but for the most part, Jason Brown was able to make a lot of completions.
Yeah. Wasn't he like 17 for 17 at one time? Or what was it?
He was 20
he threw for 22 straight.
Yeah, that's right. I think they're going to have a big day tomorrow.
There's a couple of wide receivers that we might see for their debut, which is, of course, Seven McGee.
Right. Yeah.
He has a hybrid at either running back or wide receiver, but I feel like he'll come out as a wide receiver tomorrow. And then we have Brandon Johnson, of course.
Okay, Brandon's from where?
He came from Idaho State.
Yeah, that's right. I remember. Yeah, I remember him. Yeah, I remember when he came in. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, big wide receiver, 6'4", 215.
I think the wide receivers are gonna have a big day tomorrow. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think they're gonna have a bigger day than they had last week. Yeah,
I'm gonna think they're gonna be more balanced tomorrow.
Yeah,
I think we'll probably see a little bit more running tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah. I would do it just to throw them off.
Well, you can't necessarily use that as a way to throw them off. The only reason why I say that is because were you guys not thrown off watching the first quarter and the second quarter, and that's all they were doing was running the ball?
But that's what you do. The run sets up the pass.
Yeah, so you know, and like I said, if you can run 4-5 sets out of one formation, is, you know what I'm saying, it stymies the defense. Like for one, with the tempo that we run, if you're not substituting, they can't, the defense can't substitute at all. So like if you're going, you're just, you going, and that's just going to tire them out. And so they had to switch up their defense if they run out of a base defense, or they're, just kind of hybrid. It'll be so, like, just running tempo. It'll be so much standing around on their defense, they don't know what's coming.
I'm gonna be looking at that Bowler kid. He really looked good last year at the end of the season. I want to see him match up with some of them wide receivers. Now, one was named BJ. Was it BJ Bowler?
BJ Bowler.
One of them they said it's his little brother. So
yeah, the one that was on the right side, he wore 3. Did he wear 3? Didn't he wear 3 for FAMU?
One of them caught. Rico Powers caught that big pass on him, and he had a passing interference called on him for that particular play. But
that Kendall Bowler guy really came on at the end of the season last year. That's why I said I'm gonna be watching him in his matchups against them wideouts, because he's gonna be tested tomorrow. He is going to be tested. Because one thing I like about him, I think his name is Kendall Bowler. Right. I like how he jumped them routes. Man. Because you can't teach that. That's anticipation.
Prairie.
What did Prairie do?
They just
Prairie
the
View
ball
driving to possibly tie with under 1 million, or excuse me, 1 minute
1
left.
minute. Oh, okay.
No, they just tied.
Prairie View just scored a touchdown. What's the score now?
It's gonna
Lord,
be 34-34.
how did that happen? They said
Oh,
that
yeah.
this going to be a shootout between
Mhm.
them.
The Battle of Texas, isn't it? That's the Battle of Texas. Our
That's
HBCUs out there doing it up.
yeah.
Yes,
Trayvon
they said
Conley
that
look like a
is
dang on quarterback.
Hey man,
one
he
of the
told you this summer, Doc. He told you. I'm listening to it. He said he was gonna be taking names.
Yeah, I think we should go ahead and play that interview real quick because that's pretty big. That this we actually got to interview both of them. We got to interview Andrew Body, and we also got to
I listened to both of them. Yeah, I listened to both. Yeah, I remember. I definitely remember that Conley interview because he was telling Doc about all the different things he was doing this summer and how he was going and getting different people. See, that's what it's all about right there now.
And Alabama State won today as well.
Demetrius Davis looked like a quarterback.
Anybody check that? What was the attendance on that game? The Alabama State Southern game. What was that attendance?
Let me see. I'm looking at it. It was 20,000. 20,000.
So they had a good crowd.
They had a good
It was 20,000. Okay, yeah, that's a good crowd.
Let's see. Demetrius Davis was
just
15
FYI,
and 21.
this channel will be great if y'all continue to speak positively about all SWAC and HBCUs. All views are needed. Well, Mr. Chances, you do have the opportunity to share your point of view. If you would like to add a different aspect to the conversation, come right on up here and speak.
Yeah, Demetrius Davis looked like a quarterback today, 15 to 21.
Yeah, I saw a system for him tonight. I saw a system. That it's obvious that new guy is put in it, but Blue was high on that guy. So, I want D Davis to just get better every week. Get better every week.
Yep, and I think he's doing good. I think he's gonna do good too. But yeah, Harold Blood, 17 of 34, 166, 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions.
And that probably was all in the first half because he was nothing in the second half. He was nothing in the second half. That's why I say that. Listen, man, I know somebody on Southern's roster can lead that team, man. Somebody can lead that team.
Well, Dooley better figure it out because that is not, you can't do that.
Yeah. Hey, what about that kid? Didn't they bring a kid in from UAB?
He decided not to come, just like Jason
Brown. He came.
No.
The kid from UAB didn't come?
I don't even think he did.
Oh, I thought he came because he was on Carlos Brown's show.
How long ago was that, though?
That was in July.
Oh, maybe.
He was a kid. Yeah, I thought he was there. Then they remember they got the 2 freshmen. They got one kid from Atlanta and one kid from Baton Rouge. Right. You know what? I would look at them 2 freshmen, man. I'm serious, man. They need some, man. They got all that talent. They need somebody to spark that team, man.
So with the Valley game from earlier today, Dino Maldonado was the starter. Jamari Jones came in and they ran some option plays for him. Right. And then they got this freshman he's out of Alabama. Freshman, 6'3", 240, and he's built like a truck, Mr. Ford.
Well, okay, now who was this? Who was this now?
This is from Valley. I forgot his name, but
you breaking up, Doc.
I'm sorry. He was from Valley, but he's built. He's built like a truck. He built.
And see, my thing is, Valley let Central State beat them. That's the SIAC. Listen, Central State ain't gonna come nowhere close to the championship in the SIAC. They ain't gonna come nowhere close to it. And then they beat one of our schools.
And
No,
it
because
wasn't close, though. It was a very close loss.
yep, because that Red Tails
Yeah,
class
but we
is
can't
going
be
to tell
losing
you
to no
everything.
Division II schools.
Ooh, Mr. Campbell.
That Red Tails class is going to tell you everything tomorrow.
Listen, that guy that's at Fort Valley, he's ready to come into the SWAC or the MEAC. That guy's name is Gibbs. He's a good coach, man. And he got a staff.
Ooh. Tyler Macon, his stats was terrible today. 0-5.
For real?
And 2 interceptions.
Where G at? Call G up.
Dang.
Where G at? Where G?
Talking
Where?
crazy. Talking
But
crazy.
Come
but
on,
he
G.
did have 80 yards on the ground and scored 1 touchdown off a 75-yard touchdown run. So
So what was the final score?
40-14.
Okay.
Whoa. I mean, I can't really fault him for that. I'm gonna let Mr. Macon make it because he was going against Southern Miss, even though I feel
he's
like
going
Southern
against
Miss
Southern.
is a you know, it's still a Power 5, but I still feel like
Yeah.
it's a mid.
Oh, they ain't no dang on Power 5. They is
They group
Not
of
Power
5, right?
a group of
FBS.
5.
Group of 5.
Yeah.
FBS. I'm sorry. What I meant, I meant to say mid-major. Basically,
Yeah,
what I'm
that's what
saying
they
is for mid-majors, I don't. Okay, so I don't feel like playing mid-majors. I feel like you have the ability to possibly beat them. Your chances are better for scheduling a mid-major and beating them. I'm not gonna hold that against Tyler Macon because you gotta have a good offensive line. But G spoke very highly of this young man, so we're gonna have to see what he does in SWAC play.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, so the game is going into overtime, y'all.
Dang, not Prairie View. See, that's the only thing that I've seen with Andrew Body's team, and I'm not saying that he's responsible for it because at the end of the day, the defense got to hold up.
Oh no, he's responsible. He threw 3
he is?
interceptions today.
Okay. Well, that's what I was getting ready to say was you don't want to give the game away when you don't have to because it literally you wasn't almost 2 touchdowns.
There was up 2 touchdowns.
What happened?
Shit, Prairie View just started running the ball and throwing the ball. Shoot, Trayvon
Yeah, they
Collins
can run
became a
the ball.
quarterback.
Yeah, they can run the ball now. Wherever you can run that ball.
So a lot of people are making the prediction that whoever wins this particular classic, that they're actually going to win out in the West.
I want to say they'll actually have to
what?
win out in the West, but they'll have a comfortable lead in the West to start off.
And then to finish it all the way through. It says Alcorn had no yards passing at halftime. Sheesh.
None.
That's why I keep on telling folks I am not an advocate of these. I don't even know if Southern was a money or not Southern, but I don't even know if Southern Miss was a money game. But
It was.
I'm not.
Yeah, that's a money game.
All that money that they stole, where they get some money from? Who is it from?
The money game. That's a money game.
It is? Okay.
Yeah, that's a money game.
I'm glad they didn't show this Shaw Benedict game because that was a blowout.
Oh,
Okay, who won that?
Benedict 52-0.
Who won what?
That guy right there is gonna get a bigger job too. Somebody's gonna hire him.
Who?
That Chennisberry guy. We gonna get a bigger job.
I think they're in talks to get him to South Carolina State. My thing is this: Chennisberry, is that an upgrade for him? Because the facilities and stuff are so nice at Benedict. Do you?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, and Columbia's a nice city too. Yeah.
It all depends on the money.
Zero
Well,
cap.
I'm figuring Norfolk State's gonna be in that bidding too, cause look like Dawson getting ready to leave there.
We have another special guest in the house, Mr. Malachi. Speak your piece. How you doing?
Hello?
Hello. Can you hear him?
Yeah,
Let me see.
I can hear him.
Okay.
I'm doing pretty good. So, first off, thanks for inviting me on the show and stuff. Also, I'm pulling for JSU in this game versus FAMU. Also, one thing I am gonna say. Well, first off, what's up, Mr. Ford and stuff? I'm one from Georgia,
how you doing?
Auburn, Georgia, Sylvester, Georgia. That's where I'm from.
Oh, you from? Listen, I got relatives in Sylvester.
I want to know who your people, because 9 times out of 10, I know them.
Did you know the Newkirks?
They sound real familiar.
Yeah, those were my people.
Yeah, because my people are the Jacksons.
Yeah, they were. Wait a minute, the Jacksons were athletes, right?
Huh?
Were there a lot of athletes out that family?
Wait, say that again.
Were they athletes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I know them.
Yeah, so like Jacksons or the Hollies, like
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
You know, those are my people. But one of the things I wanted to go over and stuff, I am a little mad at Texas Southern right now because they pretty much writing a book how to piss down your leg when you have a game in hand. It makes me mad because we talk about quarterback play, all this. It needs to get better in the SWAC and stuff. And I'm not talking about Musa. I'm not talking about Jason Brown. I'm mostly talking about, and I'm just gonna be honest, i.e. Southern, i.e. Prairie View. We keep having teams like this that have quarterbacks that can't even put a spiral on the ball 60 yards down the field, averaging 180 yards passing, go to a SWAC championship. I'm tired of seeing it. For the elite quarterbacks that can throw for more than 250 yards, I want to see them actually lead their teams and actually close out a game, i.e. Andrew Body. It really bothers me and stuff, because we have these so-called good teams going, quote unquote, going to SWAC championship, but not good quarterback play. Also, I'm gonna touch on this. Miles Crawley is everything that a lot of people thought he was and stuff. He's a great quarterback, because the only thing he did was getting hit and dropping dimes.
Oh yeah,
he was doing that today. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, 31 to 35 and stuff. I can't say anything. The only thing I can say is the play calling. What we learned from Grambling today is whoever the offense coordinator is, that's who should have been calling the plays even last year. Thank you, Hugh Jackson, for maturing and actually giving the play calling to somebody else.
Right. Yeah.
And also we learned this and stuff. Grambling, y'all just got to fix y'all defense. Y'all got to fix y'all defense and not make
the defense with Sundiata Anderson and a couple of other all
No. So Sundiata Anderson, is that number 57?
No, that's Lewis.
That's Matthews.
Yeah, because 57. I'm gonna say this: 57 and number 19, that DN and stuff. He had. They came to play. A few others on that defense came to play and stuff. It's just they pissed on their leg early in the game, and now they offense had to overcompensate and try to bring them back and stuff. And that's not what you need to do.
Yeah,
especially against Hampton. Now don't get me wrong, stuff. Hampton made plays where they needed to, but I'm gonna be real. Hampton was not better than Grambling. They're not. They're not. If the Grambling defense came to play and stuff, Miles Crawley probably could have had 4 passing TDs on them. And I'm gonna be honest, because he was just dropping dimes. They had a screen. They had a 60, 50-yard screen called back. I'm like, and you can't. And the thing where I see with Gremlin's recruiting and they wide receivers, Gremlin's wide receivers way faster than Hampton's DBs by a long shot.
Yeah,
by a long shot. It ain't even close.
I'm gonna say it just like that. That's some good takes on that game right there. And what you was talking about with this Prairie View Texas Southern game, when I'm looking at this game right now, I'm looking at, like I said, Trayvon Conley is actually calling a great game, you know what I'm saying, as far as being a quarterback.
Yeah, but
Andrew Body is the one that was, you know, in the second half, he started being more inconsistent because you can't throw 2 interceptions back to back. You can't throw interceptions back to back, man. It kills the momentum of the whole team, and especially if you already had a 2-touchdown lead to try to take the game over. All you got to do is just maintain the lead and play defense. And I give it to him because Texas Southern is playing defense, but some of the defensive players that, you know, calls that they're making right now, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at it, it's making me mad. Like, what the hell? Why are you running this zone right here and they're not going to try to throw the ball deep? But hey,
yeah, because my thing is, you know, Andrew Body, if they piss away this game and stuff, and I pray they win, but if they piss away this game, you can't say, well, I don't have help, I don't have this, I don't have that. Nah, you do. You took one of Jackson State wide receivers and stuff, and it showed that it works today and stuff because Quay showed his ass today. Let's just be real.
Let me know. Talk a little bit because I didn't get to see Quay. What was he looking like?
Pretty damn good. Exposing Prairie View, exposing their DBs. Andrew Body dropped a pass in the bucket. He threw to the left outside the numbers, and he dropped it in the bucket, and Quay got hit and still had the ball. It was a 35-yard reception.
Prairie View just won on the field goal, 37-34.
You motherfuckers. I'm sorry, the Southern in me coming out. That you why? Y'all had one job.
They had one job to do.
You know what? Bump this. Grambling, y'all up.
There's a poll in the chat, y'all. It looked like
Grambling, y'all up. Because I don't see Southern doing it.
Poll in the chat, y'all. Poll in the chat.
Oh, Jesus. Hey, I'm just looking like, what did y'all
damn
doing? Why are y'all giving a game
Texas Southern
away?
screwed the pooch on this one. You know what? Yeah, man. Grambling, y'all up. Because I don't see Southern doing it with Harold Blood and stuff. He couldn't even hit a damn. You know what? Never mind.
You know what though?
Let us know. You know, I need some non-biased. I need some non-biased commentary. What Blood couldn't do?
That's 9 in a row.
That man could. I can paint a target on myself and walk through a field, and he still couldn't even hit me. And I can be 10 yards away. That's my thing. And before these Southern fans, we're Southern, we're a powerhouse. Well, I guess we was right and stuff. Y'all don't have no quarterback. You know what? They do have a quarterback, but you know, what's his name? Dooley, and Dooley we trust, as some people would say and stuff. He gonna be stubborn as he is and stuff, and he ain't gonna pull nobody because he got 2 quarterbacks. He got a dual threat, a real good quarterback. I forgot his name, but he also got somebody called Jalen Woods that's out of Georgia, a freshman.
Yeah, that's the kid from Woodward Academy.
Yeah, when he throwing stuff, he remind me of Dwayne Haskins when he throw.
Yeah, that's a nice analogy right there.
I watch film. I'm from Georgia. I'm from the 229 and stuff.
Yeah,
but I watch film heavy and stuff. Big in the HBCU. Love Albany State and JSU. Those are my teams. But I just like Southern. If people out here saying Southern getting ready to do this and that and stuff, if y'all just gonna rely on y'all defense and y'all quote unquote great run, well, I ain't gonna say quote unquote because y'all do got great running backs and stuff. They just playing for the wrong team. I said what I said. then it's gonna be a long season for y'all.
Oh, just one quickly. I just wanted to shout out Miss Tyra Lynn. She has been supporting my channel, and I am so grateful for her.
Miss Tyra,
Sending that
yeah.
donation. I'm so appreciative. If anybody else would like to make a donation to the channel, please feel free. Tomorrow, I'm excited. I have my press credentials. And so I will be entering into the Hard Rock Stadium right as soon as they open. And I'm gonna go live on the field tomorrow.
All right.
Between I'll say probably 12 noon. I'll be going live. So if you would like to make a donation, you can also attach to it a question you would like for me to ask. If I'm able to see one of the players or if I'm able to catch one of the coaches, I will ask that question.
Yeah.
Please answer that poll in the chat. Who is on the clock? Which coach do you feel
Southern
on the clock?
I said it.
He just went to the SWAC championship last year, and y'all
that don't mean no. He backdoored his way into that championship. Everybody know Texas Southern did. Everybody know Texas Southern took care of business and stuff. It would have been a different story.
You really do know.
And they doing the same thing they did last year, not taking care of business.
Yeah, I really do know that he actually went to the SWAC championship game 2 years in a row. He went one with Prairie View.
He did it with 2 teams. Oh,
Lord. Did it with 2 teams. So I can't knock him for what he done, but I'm going to say it just like this. If you don't, I'm telling y'all, the way
I haven't seen a good quarterback in the SWAC today. Well, I guess you Stevie Wonder then, because you didn't see Miles Crawley. I said what I said, Sippy Saver.
I seen Trayvon Conley lead his team to a victory.
SU fans pissed right now. Good.
Hey, but I'm gonna tell you like this: that is 9 in a row for Prairie View beating Texas Southern, y'all. 9 in a row. 9 in a row, and I had Texas. And I thought they were gonna have. I thought my prediction was gonna come.
So there's a lot of unknowns that was answered tonight. A lot of folks have written off Jackson State and said, "Oh, there's no way that they'll be able to come back and reclaim the SWAC."
And you want to know the funny thing is how I knew JSU was actually going to do good against South Carolina State. One of the biggest things is I'm like, do y'all know who they got as an offensive coordinator?
Yeah,
that was my biggest thing. I said, but okay.
I'm gonna tell you just like this, y'all. Jackson State played like they did last week against FAMU. The whole conference is in trouble.
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely. I'm gonna say this: if they get past FAMU, they can just get past FAMU and stuff, get this win and stuff, and they go into Southern. They go into Southern stuff. I got them beating Southern and stuff because if you start in Howard Blood, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. You can do all the pass blocking, you can chip block, all you want and stuff. Nah, it's a wrap. I'm gonna say this: they get FAMU, they put Southern on their head, put them back at the kids' table and stuff where they belong at. It's a wrap for the rest of the season and stuff.
Now, I'm gonna say this though. If the only game I see on our schedule that's going to be toughest other than tomorrow would be Alabama State, which is our homecoming game. The only reason why I say that is because of Alabama State's defense.
That's true.
And the defense is going to be the one that tells the tale in that game right there. But like I said, if Jackson State get past FAMU and they go into that Southern game, okay, we're going in 2-0.
Undefeated.
I don't know about undefeated, but you know what I'm saying.
Undefeated.
We'll go undefeated in the SWAC because Bethune-Cookman's quarterback looks terrible. Now I will have some issues with Valley because they was running pretty much a high tempo offense today. Especially when they put Jamari Jones in, it changed the whole dynamic of the game because he's more of an athlete than of a passer. So he runs the ball a little bit better than Dino. Dino is a better passer, and Dino can make progressions too. And I've seen
So
that
do you
today.
think that Valley was basically running a test run on all of their quarterbacks? Because you said they put in 3 today, right?
Yeah, so their third quarterback that they played today is like a short yardage quarterback. And Mr. Ford, you probably remember this. This guy, I'll give an example. Uh he used to play for Oklahoma. And they used to call him the Belldozer.
Oh, you talking about Blake Bell?
Yeah, Blake Bell. Remember
Yeah,
he was
Blake Bell, who was actually an accurate quarterback, but then they switched him to tight end.
Yeah, but he was the short yardage QB. So when it came into the red zone, he 1 or 2 yards with a big body like that, he could easily get in the end zone. Well, I'm talking about this kid
Right.
as a freshman,
Hey,
6'2",
that
240.
man used to break 35-yard runs to the house.
Yeah, so that's what he reminded me of right there. But like I said, now given the fact that that Central State was kind of carving up that defensive backfield for Valley, it was still a close game all the way around. If you thought of it, when you look at it, when you look at the game, it was a close game, and I think Valley had ample chances to score to kind of put the game away, but the outfit, like sometimes the offense was. Sometimes I'm looking at it and I'm questioning like why are y'all running it? Why are y'all running out of this set on a 3rd and 3? Y'all need to, you know what I'm saying, like give me a short yardage, you know what I'm saying, or like a short yard pass, swing the ball out to the running back, or hit somebody on the short
Another
route.
poll in the chat. Who do you think is gonna have the better game tomorrow, Jeremy Musa or Jason Brown? I need all hands on deck here with the poll.
I say Jason Brown.
I'm gonna go with Jason Brown. Only reason why I'm saying Jason Brown and stuff is because JSU defense come to play, and I feel like they are and stuff. Because I even heard the head coach TC Taylor say, "I minimized the distractions and stuff. They locked away in the hotel and stuff. This, all that and stuff. Minimize distractions and this and that. Their focus. I feel like they come to play and they harass him. They harass Musa like they should and stuff.
I'm in the fountain blue. Rattler fans everywhere. I did not see not one Rattler in the fountain blue in orange and green. Not one.
You staying in a nice hotel.
Sorry about that, Mr. Malachi.
Oh no, you good. It's your stream. It's y'all stream.
You staying in a nice hotel.
Yes, Grambling quarterback was okay. Yeah, you smoking pot, my boy, or ma'am. Because if that's okay and stuff,
Gramblin's quarterback threw for 63%, I think, or 60% or better. Miles Crowley, he did good.
You want to know what I'm gonna say? He went to the Manning Passing Academy. There's a few other quarterbacks and stuff in the SWAC that need to go to the Manning Passing Academy. That's all I'm gonna say and stuff. Cause it really showed.
Oh, tomorrow we gonna do our joint show tomorrow. I'm gonna do it live from the watch party here in Dallas. So.
Oh, that's so nice. Oh yeah, thank you for reminding me. Let me go ahead and post those watch parties real quick. We're gonna go through them real quick.
So tomorrow, I know you posting it. So if anybody is in the DFW area tomorrow, and if you want to watch the game, you can come to 413, which is in Louisville. It's on 750. It's 755 West Highway 121 in Louisville. It's a sports bar. It's a sports lounge. So it's a joint venture from the both alumni chapters in the DFW area for FAMU and Jackson State. And if you come in, I will be going live there for the pregame. So it was already, I was already invited for it. People invited me for it. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I was supposed to be in Houston today, but shoot, life happens.
Right.
Yeah. Also, I'm man enough to admit that I was wrong. So I guess I owe Trayvon Conley apology. He actually went for 20 completions, 33 attempts, and 275 yards, 2 TDs, and 1 interception.
Mm-hmm.
They probably told him what I was saying and stuff, and he decided to start being accurate.
Yeah, he'd already, because he told me already. He's like, man, look, I know what I got to do.
So let me just basically brief you. So the Metro Charlotte chapter has their Guard the Yard watch party, and it's going to be at the Heist Brewery and Barrel Arts on Woodward Avenue in Charlotte, North Carolina. And then Jackson State versus Southern will be at the Town Tavern at Fort Mill. And then Doc, did you tag me in that flyer today? I want to say you tagged me earlier, right?
I sent it to you as
I think he did tag me.
Reply.
But there's been a lot of action today on social media just due to the Colorado game and HBCU football. So Doc, send me that again.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you now.
Okay, good. Just tag me in it.
You want me to send it to you on Twitter?
Yeah, just tag me in it. Like, don't send it to my messages because then I have to go inside my messages. Just tag me in it. And then, of course, the Jackson State alumni in Atlanta, Georgia is going to be having a watch party as well. And let me pull that up. I think I already have that on my stuff. And then we can ready to close it up because I have to go to bed and get prepared for tomorrow for the big day. Make sure all of my stuff is charged like it should be. Everybody go ahead and comment in the chat what your score is for tomorrow. What do you think the score is going to be? I want to hear it. What you guys
I got
think?
JSU 31 and I got FAMU 17.
That's my score. Let's go to my score position. I said 35-17.
I don't know why y'all folks think that these people are getting ready to score that many touchdowns on Jackson State.
It'll be late. It'll be late in the game. That's why I say.
Okay, 35-17. You said 35-17.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I said 31-17, but hey, might as well be 35-17.
31-17. Okay.
What you got?
We got Jason Brown Sr. Jason's dad in the chat. 48-13. 48.
48.
How many of those is gonna be your son's touchdowns?
Because he said his son post gave him 2 more touchdowns on last Saturday.
Charles Martin, 24-21 JSU. Where's the Rattlers at? I know y'all in here somewhere.
Mr. Campbell not on there? Where's Mr. Campbell?
Mr. Campbell been in the chat. He must be out and about, and they in Miami.
Oh, okay.
Snakes are in the grass hiding, hissing.
41-9 Jackson State. Here's somebody for FAMU. Nope, that's Jackson State too. Jackson State 28, FAMU 17.
EA said FAMU 21-17.
63-0.
May Ann said that that FAMU is going to put up an Easter egg.
Now, if that happened, oh my goodness, the haters.
Okay, so if they put up an egg drop, I need all of my FAMU folks who love to jank on me and make fun. You know I'm about to use those memes tomorrow, right?
Oh, I got mine ready.
Ammunition.
I got mine ready. I had mine ready from the last show.
248 people in the chat. Please go ahead and like the button. Hit subscribe. You don't want to miss when I go live tomorrow at the Hard Rock Stadium. Before everything kicks off, I will be going live. Also, go ahead and send me $5. Send me some gas money, y'all. Give me $5. No, seriously though. We got somebody else coming up. Travis, how you doing, Travis? You
That my
ready
boy
for
at the
tomorrow?
man.
I'm good.
What's up, Travis?
Just
Is it only me that don't be hearing folks when they first come on? I think
Probably
it's just
you.
yeah.
What's up, Trav?
38-7.
I'm good, man. Just excited waiting on this game tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
38-14. 59-3 again. Good Lord. In a row.
So
Dante Harrison said, when Jackson State
football
lose,
today,
I'm
Trav? Did you watch any HBCU football today, man?
I checked out a few of them, the Grambling game. I just got done watching the Texas Southern. I watched Alcorn get beat to sleep. I watched a few of them.
Man, that Texas Southern boy, they upset me right there. You had the damn lead, but yeah, the 2-touchdown lead, and you just let it go just like that, man.
Something else I wanted to say. Shout out to Howard for not laying down for Eastern Michigan.
Yes, that was a beautiful game.
Thank you for not laying down and being scared and like, oh no, it's a PWI. Oh no, master, I'm sorry, we ain't gonna come in here and try. They weren't having that. Shout out to them.
They gonna be held in that MEAC. They play like that, man, for real.
Yeah. Oh, and their quarterback didn't throw a pick. Congrats to him.
He didn't throw a pick against Eastern Michigan.
Yeah, he had 198 yards. Might as well say 200 passing yards and 2 TDs.
Okay.
Quentin Williams. No interceptions.
EA needs to come up on the chat. I need to post the snake away because that's what's getting ready to happen, y'all.
Man, fuck that SWAC coaches poll.
Woo! Damn. He
Snake
said it with
away.
his chest.
Fuck
snake away. Snake away. Look. After tomorrow, I don't want to hear nothing else about. We got Dr. D in the house. What's up, Dr. D?
What's going on, Timona? Look, I'm just telling you right now, I'm in Fort Lauderdale. I was in the club tonight.
The snakes, they saying it with their chest.
I'm telling you right now.
And I want every last one of y'all to be in here tomorrow. I don't want no excuse.
I will be there tomorrow. I'm gonna tell you my score.
Institution.
This is my score: 27-14.
I dropped the link, so go ahead. Y'all all better be here tomorrow at what time is it gonna be over? At 8 o'clock? By 8?
No, 6. Game be over at 6.
Yeah.
So 6:30? No, 7 o'clock. What time we get going on, Doc? 8?
Probably like about 6:30. Well, 7 for you because you're gonna be leaving out of the stadium.
So let's start at 7. All you FAMU folks, y'all better.
I'll be on at 7. 27-14 FAMU.
27-14.
I see.
Okay.
So
I'll let you tomorrow.
How the weather look like out there, Dr. Strong?
Oh, it's hot. It's starting to rain a little bit, but it'll be okay tomorrow. We're in the Nexus Lounge area tomorrow. That's where we're sitting in.
Man, Man, I wish I was in Florida right now, but that's like having two. It's like having two Cardinals and two apartment rent payments just to get down there.
That's right.
Have fun.
Me and Steve Campbell will be together tomorrow.
Uh-oh.
Mr. Campbell,
And we
you
both
said-
come. Me and Mr. Campbell are together tomorrow in the same
what?
area.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So we gonna call in together tomorrow too.
Right.
Quick question.
Yes.
I have a question. How many passing yards you think Jeremy Musa is gonna have tomorrow? Just asking, not being funny or anything. Just legit question.
About 230.
230.
I think it's gonna be a balance. 230 passing and 140 yards rushing.
Do you think that's going to be split carries between the running back, or there's going to be a running back that actually emerges like Bishop Bunny?
Split carries.
All right.
Oh,
Hey, y'all,
before I go, I just want to do a shout out to the HBCUs that balled out in Colorado. You know, even though I'm proud of Shador and what Travis did as young black men and setting records. So shout out to them.
Yeah. Well, in that game and stuff, it pretty much proved there's no difference between HBCUs and PWIs, just church play. That's it.
That's correct. You just got the difference. Just like other coaches said, the difference is the linemen. But the receivers and DBs, we all the same. If HBCUs get the big offensive linemen, then we'll be able to compete. Because that's how they get beat up. Yeah.
Yeah. If HBCUs
since you FAMU's Ratless is on the line, how do you think that this year's team differentiates from the last two teams who still haven't scored a touchdown?
You're talking about the past versus the now. The team is better. The team is better. But guess what?
Last year and the year before that.
No. I'm gonna tell you this right now.
It's a new year.
No, JSU had the best players on the field for the past 2 years.
We do now.
In the SWAC. You all had the best players.
We do now.
Not this year.
I don't know about now. Not this year. Not now. No.
You right. We don't. We got them by far. My bad.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get ready to go.
About 3 minutes. Y'all done lost y'all damn minds.
Well, it's gonna play. Somebody gonna be right and somebody's gonna be wrong. So,
y'all been wrong 4 years in a row.
Too.
Yeah, but that can change too.
If
the pendulum changes,
y'all be drunk.
All right, Doc. I see you all later.
All y'all FAMU folks, don't forget to come on here tomorrow. We coming over here tomorrow.
FAMU by 40.
40 what?
40.
By 40.
40.
Now, see, y'all delusional. Stop it.
Y'all know who on the line, right?
Lord.
Wait, did they say FAMU by 40?
Yeah, somebody.
Yes, sir.
Is that EA?
Somebody got Tourette's in the chat.
Nah, FAMU is not by 40.
Hey,
Somebody been drinking too much.
Auntie, this FAMU
nobody is winning.
You sipping on?
Nobody's winning this game by 40. This game is going to be closer.
Shit.
I said 35-14, but hey, okay.
Yeah, that's good.
35-14, JSU.
Who on Jackson State from the tackle Jarquez yet?
Shit, the whole defensive line.
You talking about
who you want me to start with?
Josh Clark.
Like,
Philip.
Hey, tomorrow, I'll see you all tomorrow. I see you all tomorrow, okay?
Yep, see you. Go ahead. Josh Clark.
You ain't gonna see him tomorrow.
Alan Walker. KJ Arrington. I can keep going. You want me to keep
heard
going?
what Mr. Campbell said? He's gonna bring y'all some liquor.
If JSU DNs come to play, Not saying they didn't come to play last week and stuff, but they really
didn't
come
really have to. Why Jeremiah Williams and Devontae Davis was running up the middle untouched.
Yeah,
against
yeah,
South
I
Carolina State.
understand that stuff, but I know
around the edge versus going straight up the middle, being untouched. It's gonna make the defensive.
That's South Carolina State. That ain't FAMU.
Yeah, but the thing I'm saying and stuff is, I think most people we just wanted to see the DNs get a sack and stuff. That's
you
what
guys wanted to see the Sonic rings. All right, Julius Reynolds is gonna knock the Sonic rings out of Jeremy Musa. You gonna see him
tomorrow. I got 41-10 tomorrow.
Who?
41-10.
Who you got?
FAMU.
I don't even know who it is. Jackson State. Doc already know what's up. 41-10 tomorrow. Like y'all really don't understand the talent we got at Jackson State, bro. Like I've seen it in person. It's for
y'all
real.
beat a 3-win South Carolina State team.
That's amazing how
a team that y'all were actually struggle against.
Y'all poking y'all chest out like y'all beat FAMU.
That's amazing how y'all keep saying that's a sorry South Carolina team, but y'all forget
they were sorry. Everybody seen they sorry.
Let's just be real. Let's just be real and stuff.
That's the same team.
Let's be real. South Carolina State.
Keep this same energy tomorrow.
Okay. I can't
wait.
Answer this question for me.
We can't wait either.
Y'all saying South Carolina State.
We can't wait either.
But that's the same team that beat us. That beat another team.
Hey, whether y'all know it or not, we got another 5-star on defense.
Man, y'all
I don't know if y'all know that.
A&M. These 5-star bro. You know how many 5-stars we got now?
Don't worry about it. Just wait till
you know how many people South Carolina State had on that all MEAC team
on the current roster right now.
Don't worry about it. You'll see tomorrow.
Y'all said last year, the year before.
On here?
But
hey, which one of y'all cornerbacks from the guard Marcus Riley?
All of
them.
Because they guarded him last year. Didn't we?
Hey, we'll put Wiggins on them.
Hey, dog. I think something that they not anticipating. If y'all remember last year, Musa struggled with the pressure that we brought last year, and all we did was play a simple bump and run and get to him and rush from the D line. This year, he gonna see a whole bunch of formations.
Have y'all seen our offensive line this year?
Wait, hold on. I got a question. Is FAMU's offensive coordinator better than JSU's offensive coordinator?
Hell no.
Hey, I got a question real quick. Have y'all seen our offensive line this year?
OC in the SWAC. What is you talking about?
You can have a good offensive line and your offensive coordinator be slow. Hey, it is what it is and stuff.
All that shit's gonna get pushed around tomorrow. All that shit's gonna get pushed around tomorrow.
Hey, but look, Doc, I think that's really one thing that they're not anticipating. Musa struggled last year with just a simple pressure. This year, we're gonna apply multiple looks, and you all know the strategy from Musa last year was to get pressure on him. I promise you, he gonna give it away at least twice tomorrow. I promise you.
He gonna throw at least one pick,
and I'm willing to bet you Tim get one again tomorrow, same way he did last week.
Hey, I got one more question for y'all.
If Wiggins get a pick and take it back and stuff, I'm gonna laugh so hard. I'm gonna and it has begun.
And I got one more question for y'all. Y'all think Jason Brown finna sit back in that pocket like he did last week for 5 seconds?
Yep, he gonna have a barbecue. He might even.
Hey, remember this name. Remember this name right here: Jenna Hunt and Anthony Dunn. Just remember them names right there. Just remember them names right there. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hey, y'all come out with that basic ass. Look, here's the funny thing.
This year. You gonna see tomorrow.
Here's the funny thing. Y'all not anticipating. It won't be.
Y'all come out with that basic defense like y'all did last time against JSU. It'll be the same story. Also, on top of that and stuff, do you really believe your defensive coordinator is better than JSU's offense coordinator?
Of course.
Oh fuck!
Man,
hey,
I'm glad y'all heard about beating South Carolina State. I'm glad.
Okay, so
I
from
just-
the FAMU standpoint, who's the better quarterback, Musa or Jason?
The one that
Brown?
was picked preseason first team.
Oh, we'll.
Okay.
Man, I don't know what y'all smoking on.
You need to leave that dope alone.
Hey, Auntie,
Leave
hey,
that
keep this
dope
live up for me.
alone.
Hey, keep this live up for me, please. Keep this up tomorrow.
42-10.
Don't take it down.
Tomorrow. Book it, Doc.
Oh,
I'm gonna interview some of them Rattler fans up in there tomorrow, man.
Man.
See what they talking about.
I wonder if Simmons gonna make it back to the locker room before they fire him tomorrow.
I'm trying to figure out how y'all receivers finna. I'm trying to figure out how y'all receivers finna get separation.
Man,
What about Andre Hunt, who's the fastest wide
hey,
receiver?
y'all keep playing 10 yards off the line and stuff. Hey, it's all good.
Like I said, we got a 5-star DB that y'all don't even know about. You'll see tomorrow.
Y'all sound like Alabama
Hey,
A&M.
but guess what? 5-star DB can't be everywhere.
Y'all ain't
On top of
5 stars.
On top of the best DB in the SWAC, Kendall Bowler and Javon Morgan.
The best DB in the SWAC.
Wow.
Yeah, he was first team, right? Who was first team from Jackson State?
Last year?
I'll wait.
Last year? I don't even know. I can't even. You got me on that one. I'm stumped.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna say this. Jackson State just stop y'all from running the ball and force y'all to pass. It's gonna be a long game.
You must think Jason Brown can't throw. You must think he forgot from last week. Like he forgot how to play quarterback.
No. So I'm going for JSU and stuff. I'm saying, you didn't hear me. I said if JSU stops FAMU from running the ball, it's going to be a long game for FAMU.
That ain't happening.
Okay, we'll see.
I apologize.
Remember that name? Hey, remember that name, Jacquez Yant.
I guess you didn't see both of their D tackles, but okay.
We ain't worried about that. We got Cardell Thomas up front. He pushing all that shit around.
Allegedly.
I think this is a strategy tomorrow. We're gonna stop the run and we're gonna make Musa. We're gonna pressure Musa and we're gonna make him make decisions. He didn't do it last year, and all we did was run pretty much a basic bunker run defense, keep everything in front of us. This year, he got some dogs that's coming. We're gonna mix it up. He gonna get different looks. We're gonna pressure him, and he gonna get that rock over. Y'all not gonna throw the ball.
Hey, y'all don't think he improved after 1 year in that system? Because I done been to practice. I'm just asking y'all.
And I've been to practice at Jackson State, seen their defense.
Okay. I guarantee you tomorrow our defense will be better than y'all. I'll put money on that right now. I'll put money on that right now.
Don't waste your money, boss. I seen it.
Okay.
They coming.
So what your score was? What's your score was?
Damn
you. 42-10, and I'm gonna give y'all a field goal.
Hey,
y'all gonna get one.
Hey, Auntie, you going live again tomorrow?
You know I'll be live.
I can't wait.
We gonna go live. She gonna go live so y'all can see. Y'all ain't gonna get on here.
All right. I'll be back. Trust me, I'll be back tomorrow.
Do not let y'all have less than 75 yards rushing in this game.
You gonna do what?
I will be back.
Do not let FAMU have less than 75 yards rushing in this game, and do not let y'all lose at the same time.
We got 4 running backs that's gonna play tomorrow.
Shit, you motherfuckers had 6 last year. You still didn't do nothing.
Hey,
you do realize our 2 best offensive tackles got our 2 best offensive linemen got hurt against North Carolina. They back. They ain't even play against Jackson State.
Hey, Doc, didn't I hear somebody say that Musa was gonna throw for like 300 and rush for like 175?
Nah,
you'll see tomorrow.
He ain't gonna run no 175.
I hope all y'all come. Can I join the panel? Yep, you sure can, Mr. Bakari. Come on up.
Shout out
to come up here and come on up
here. Damn rattlers.
We're gonna close. We got about 15 more minutes. So if you want,
they so confident after beating a 3-win team. I can't wait till tomorrow.
Come on over.
I can't wait.
Team that y'all be struggling with, but you know what?
Yeah, this same energy tomorrow.
Hey Doc.
On deck.
Hey Doc, help me with something. I don't understand how they keep saying South Carolina is a terrible team, but isn't that the same team that beat the same team in the Celebration Bowl last year with us? And they took that and ran with it?
Pretty much.
I mean, help me if I might be wrong.
Nah, you ain't wrong.
Maybe I had too much tea today, but
Shit. They
Wait,
ain't have Shaq
don't
Davis
FAMU
this
always
year.
struggle against South Carolina State?
They
We
do.
beat them. What you mean?
And
But y'all
if
struggle
I'm
with
not
them, though.
mistaken, South Carolina State to me has a better defensive line than FAMU.
Oh yeah, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out. Y'all have a
Hey,
good night.
hey, did South Carolina State have wait, they did. They had at least 3 people from their D line and 1 linebacker on the all MEAC team.
Yep.
But nobody
So
want
what?
to talk about that and stuff. Yeah, I know y'all be like, polls don't. Here come FAMU. Polls do not matter.
What
But yeah,
defensive lineman was better than Isaiah
y'all got
Lynn
all
from
them
South
people.
Carolina?
Yeah, y'all got all them people on the SWAC preseason poll. But you want to know what? We'll see if it matches up. Oh, we'll
All right.
definitely see.
We definitely gonna see.
Oh yes, indeed.
Hey y'all, I'm about to jump off because I gotta call my boy Craig Hall. I know he having a hard time with his loss. My bro, Third War Tiger, man.
Thank you, Mr. Gibson. Mr. Bakari, you want to share your thoughts? And Doc, we will see you tomorrow at 7 with a victory.
Yes, sir. Yes, man. What's up, brother Bakari?
No, that ain't happening.
What's going on, John? Yeah, of course, Jackson State win tomorrow. But what I wanted to ask, did anybody today watch the South Carolina State Charlotte game? I'm going to tell you, people can talk about how bad South Carolina State is. Yeah, if you see the score, you have to watch it. But Jackson State O-line, the way they held, Jackson State O-line held up better against South Carolina State than the FBS team did. I just say it like that. Watching South Carolina State play Charlotte, Jackson State just seemed to be on a different level. Because I know Doc and Mr. Ford we were talking, and we said how they were going to blow South Carolina State out. But I'm telling you, I think Jackson State, I just think Jackson State talent and depth just going to be way too much for FAMU and going to be way too much shit for everybody they play. I just honestly believe that. I don't think what they did against South Carolina State after watching South Carolina State, the way they battled and hung in there with Charlotte for for most of the game, really. I don't think what Jackson State did was a fluke. We gonna see tomorrow, but I really don't think it was a fluke. So they gonna handle it. So for the FAMU fans, I just want them to know they gonna handle them, because South Carolina State had pressure on them the whole game. Yeah, they only scored 3, and it sounds crazy. That's why I say you have to watch the game. The way they moved the ball against Charlotte, they moved the ball. They could not move the ball on Jackson State defense the same way. Actually, they was really in position. Where they were in position to do more damage, but they turned the ball over on Charlotte 2, turned the ball over on inside Charlotte 10 on back-to-back drives when the score was 17-3. I watched the game, and watching that game, and I'm comparing Jackson State to Charlotte, an FBS school. I just think Jackson State just on the speed and everything with Jackson State was better than what the FBS school had. I just see it just being a different level. And I think FAMU is going to be in hell tomorrow.
Ooh. I don't hear nothing else. Dang, they all dropped off all at once. They said that's enough. That is enough. That is enough. I am tired of hearing about that. Listen,
what's up, Mr. Ford?
All the FAMU folks, we need to see y'all. I know y'all getting ready to go out, do whatever. We need to see y'all here at 7:00 sharp.
No problem. FAMU is discount value Miami. Woo, 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 woo.
Ooh. You heard them. You heard it here first. Doc Holliday and SheLovesThee will be live tomorrow at 7, and I will be live tomorrow at Hard Rock Stadium at noon. Make sure you got your notifications on. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you have not already. Mr. Campbell's over here talking about all I know after JSU loses tomorrow, ASVP Visuals is going to make another It's Going to Be All Right video. that will play at the mass meeting Monday night at 10 p.m. 10 p.m. Eastern on KC 1400. Lord, Mr. Campbell gonna buy so many tickets after making that bet with Ken Clark. We're gonna make his head spin. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and play the music, and we will see y'all tomorrow. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you. And thank you for all the support, the Cash Apps, the PayPals, and Venmos. Thank you so much. It's going back into the channel, and it's giving me the ability to travel all across this great nation to bring you coverage for the Jackson State University. See y'all tomorrow. I'm at